The monopole frolicking outside in its natural habitat. So true, so true. Anyways, hello everyone. Welcome on in. We'll be starting Phase 5. Which is the start of the first ending that we can get. Well, it is the first ending we can get, rather. However, I'm not sure we'll finish it. I'm not feeling up to doing a whole phase if it's gonna be another 6 hours again, you know? If it happens to be 3 to 4 hours, fine, whatever, I'll do it. 6 hours, no. Not doing that again. Oh right, that thing. Whatever the fuck it was called. I forgot we left off on that. I edited the video today. Yes, load save data, please. Let's learn whatever the fuck that is. Monopole. The not cola bottle, the monopole. Right. It's something. It looks like the transition between World Lines and Steins Gate. I don't think it's a spoiler. If you want to avoid possible spoiler, just in the YouTube video, skip this or plug your ears real fast. But the world line Robotics Notes takes in is the Steins Gate world line, provided that they don't go onto other world lines. Just thought that's interesting information to have. Yeah, because it was bothering me. It's like, what world line is this? I need to know. So, yeah. You can unplug your ears or resume video here. Yep. Anyways, once again, I don't really think it's a spoiler, but it could be. Results pending, I guess. But allow me to explain what a monopole is. Also known as magnetic monopole, its existence has yet to be observed in reality. Yet here it is. It was a hypothetical elementary particle. That is, until August 11th, 2019. Initially, magnets and ferromagnets were magnetic dipoles, always with the South and North Pole. You people out there taking notes, we're learning the science stuff. For example, even if one were to break a bar magnet in half, there would not be a separate South Pole and North Pole. They would simply become two smaller bar magnets, each with their own South Poles and North Poles. Something ferrous has iron in it. I think it's Latin, but that's also why iron is Fe on the periodic table. I see. Thank you for the words autism. No, thank you for explaining words. There we go. Sponsored by your words autism. Concerning why magnets always have a South Pole and North Pole, this has yet to be fully explained scientifically. The most plausible theory is that it's caused by the movement of electrons spinning around an atomic nucleus. But to explain it requires a quantum mechanical approach. Clarification via unified field theory is pending. Now, I'll explain how a magnet is created. In a magnet, the behaviors of magnetism and electricity are closely related. When electrical current is passed through a coil, magnetism is created. This is an electromagnet. Ferromagnets such as iron, cobalt, and nickel also become magnets temporarily upon contact with a magnet. However, the rate of demagnetization over time is high, and magnetism can even be lost within a matter of days. Heating a ferromagnet to its Curie temperature causes a phase transition into a paramagnet. Is Kai even actually processing all this information he's being given? That's a good question, I think. Atoms instead substance tend to arrange along Earth's magnetism. They face the same direction as geomagnetism. But geomagnetism is a weak magnetic force, so the number of atoms that face in one direction is not sizable. By heating a ferromagnet to its Curie temp and aligning the facing of atoms, then cooling it in this state of magnetization, its atoms will keep their alignment. This is called a permanent magnet. Despite its name, the magnetism isn't literally permanent. It just has a very low rate of demagnetization over time. According to Maxwell's equations, which calculate the behavior of electromagnetic fields, lines of magnetic force can't be broken partway or newly created. This means that it must always flow from the North Pole to its corresponding South Pole. This also leads to the conclusion that neither a North Pole nor a South Pole can exist by itself. However, such a monopole exists right here. This changes the relationship between electricity and magnetism. Its existence was only theoretical until now. Okay, but why did it drop from the sky? Can you explain that one, Sister Centipede? Simply put, just like a positive charge and a negative charge can exist independently in electricity, a North Pole and South Pole can also exist independently in magnetism. This can be achieved by rewriting a portion of Maxwell's equations to... Enough, stop. Okay, I was wondering if any of that information was actually processing Kai's little brain. His little high schooler brain. Despite my forceful interruption, Irony shows no displeasure and simply obeys. Or, I guess she's Sister Centipede right now. This is all giving me a headache. I literally have no clue what you're talking about. Yeah, Kaido doesn't have the friendly little tips list that he can look at like we can to know what all of those highlighted words mean. Not that I really understand what's going on even with all those explanations. Don't ask me to re-explain that on my own words, I would fail. These are the very basics of magnetism, though. I don't care if they are. I just want you to simply explain what a monopole is and why it fell here. That's all. Understood. As I explained, a monopole is a hypothetical elementary particle. The experiment that Master tasked me with was to use the EGI system to emit electromagnetic waves into Earth's magnetosphere to create a monopole. I see. So this was intentional. So that sound is the EGI system. 2,946 verification tests were performed up until now. This resulted in 2,945 failures and 1 success. Does that mean Kimijima-ko was trying to obtain a monopole? Why? I don't know. Please confirm this with Master himself. About that, he's a little, dead? His objective might be written in Kimijima report number 3 or beyond. He said monopoles are a hypothetical particle. So how is this thing actually here? NASA's 2003 Ulysses project resulted in data proving the existence of monopoles in extremely close proximity to the Sun. I see. Oh, that was in report number 1. Though those research results were suppressed by the Tavistock Institute and the Committee of 300. And they put pressure on NASA, huh? And the fact that I actually buy that means I've become a full-blown conspiracy theorist. This is really bad. I've been corrupted by Kimijima Coal. Master obtained the data from NASA in secret and implemented a plan to create a monopole in Earth's magnetosphere. That would be the EGI system. So you made a monopole by sending buzzing sounds into space? Correct. She notes like this is the most natural thing in the world. It's that easy? Not at all. The magnetosphere, rotation, and revolution of Earth, solar activity, and angle of EM wave emission all influence it. As far as factors contributing to today's success are concerned, an extreme state of solar activity this year is one. Even for hypothetical science, this is kinda goofy. I don't know. And the other? Your assistance when you opened and shut the radar dome at the top of the transmission tower on July 31st. Me? Due to your actions, the direction of the antenna was slightly corrected. That's convenient, I guess. I believe this coincidental shift to the EM wave emission coordinates contributed to today's success. The coordinates have now been mapped, and the possibility of creating further monopoles is high. Wait, if you're going to make more of these dangerous things fall from the sky? If they start falling regularly, the park might have to be closed. It'll get harder to spend time here. All I wanted was to relax and focus on gaming. I suddenly realized something. No way to interfere with all of this. So, if the antenna's direction has changed, those things don't fall? Correct. And then I guess I'll do that. However, to accomplish that, you have two options. Rewrite the EGI system program, or intentionally change the angle of the antenna each day. Master has instructed me to reset the optimal EGI system coordinates every morning to keep the experiment going. I'd have to climb that tower every day. Not only would that require a bit of courage on my part, it'd also be a pain in the ass. I guess I'll pass on it for today. By the way, what should I do with the monopole that fell here? Take it home. It's a pet now. Give it a name. Put googly eyes on it. I look down at the monopole at my feet once again. For a hot second, I thought I was seeing things around my eyes. Something's off. Why does the grass around it look normal, but the rock itself seem blurry? It's like there's a thin haze stretched around the monopole. You could also say it resembles a layer of extremely fine grains of sand. I squint my eyes at it, and it looks like those grains are spinning around the stone at high speeds. Maybe they can't actually be spinning around, can they? When I look at the round pachinko ball like in the center, I notice something very different too. If I had to make a comparison, it looks like an Onko bread roll with a cut in it. It has an unexpectedly flat shape. Please do not make the success of the monopole formation experiment public. Why not? You do not have Master's approval. Your Master died almost 10 years ago. I couldn't get approval even if I waited 100 years. An experiment was prepared and implemented by Master. Therefore, any public announcement of the discovered monopole involves Master's will. Also, announcing such a thing to the world could draw the attention of the Committee of 300. Assuming that the Committee 300 doesn't already know, Kosto no me daru no me. Kimiji no Ko was extremely cautious when it came to the Committee of 300. Can't blame him. They're an organization powerful enough to hide evidence of the monopoles that NASA discovered near the sun. In that case, if I did something stupid like go public about finding a monopole here, my life could be in danger. This is starting to sound like a Hollywood blockbuster. It's too much for a simple high schooler like me. Wait, so is a monopole just a magnet with one pole? Yeah. Basically, that's my understanding anyway.
Okay, Airi-chan.
Okay, Airi-chan. I won't go public with this monopole stuff. Take it home, Kaido. Give it googly eyes. Name it. Thank you for your cooperation. However, the success of this experiment was your achievement, so you have the right to ownership. Pet monopole, let's go. Take it home, Kaido. Give it googly eyes and a name.
Huh?
Excuse me? There are options outside of public announcement. Feel free to take it with you, or dispose of it. Take it home, Kaido. It'd be the best pet rock thing ever. That's all well and good, but... this is a problem. Even if I wanted to pick it up, it's crackling with electricity. Plus, it might explode or something. Or, maybe nothing will happen. Take it up and find out. And I can't take something that dangerous home with me. Aw, yes you can. I believe in you, Kaido. And what if I left it here, some dog out for a walk or a little kid playing around could end up touching it instead? And because of how slowly it fell, it didn't leave an obvious crater or anything. If someone who didn't know better saw this, they probably just think it's some kind of random rock. It's the ultimate pet rock. Take it home, give it a name, throw googly eyes on it. That makes it even more dangerous. Heck, they could absent-mindedly step on it, causing it to discharge electricity. Depending on what happens, it could be life-threatening. I should at least move the thing. Maybe leave it on the first floor of the old community center. If I leave it under the stairs inside the building, there's almost no chance of a random carelessly stepping on it. The only problem is, well, how do I get it there? Is there a way to carry this? That is unclear. It's still an unknown particle after all. By the way, I'm terribly sorry, but could you upload a photo or video of the monopole? Airi and Sister Centipede have not actually seen it for themselves yet. What? Seriously? If I upload it to Euro, people from around the world might flood this park. I have no idea what it's worth, but even I know that its discovery is... I have no idea what it's worth, but even I know that its discovery is a huge deal. The world learned of it. There's no way I'd be able to game anymore. I bet I'd get dangerous around here too. Heh. I bet it got dangerous around here too. I don't want that to happen. If you're cool with it, I could take a picture and give Airi-chan the data directly. Understood. I'll designate an upload location. Please send it there. It takes less than 2 minutes to place the photo and upload it to the designated place. I've received the data. It looks like some kind of mineral. Even Master didn't anticipate this form.
そういう感想はいいから
I didn't ask for
ど
your
うやって持ち
impressions.
運べるのか
Just
教
tell
え
me
て
how
よ
to carry this thing. It should be safe to pick up using non-magnetic rods. I guess I'll give it a shot. I find a couple of tree branches on the ground and try picking it up between them. The haze around the monopole looks like it sways.
大丈夫
Is
か
this really going to be okay? The monopole itself looks like it's faintly emitting light from inside itself. I'm afraid it could explode at any moment. Let's just hurry and get it inside the building. As for what I'm going to do with this newfound pain in the ass, well, I guess I'll try talking to someone about it. And so, 2 days later, I call upon Subaru. I need whips. Grr. Why doesn't Moroko's kitchen air in Tanegashima? I won't let this stand. Not like it's a problem since I watched it on Nikovid. Too easy. But damn, olive oil's too dirty. Olive oil dirty, what? Chill out. My head itches a lot. I know the reason though. It's because I haven't taken a bath in like 3 days. At least take baths. I can't work with you like that. You completely tossed out femininity. Figured no one is looking, huh? Why would you post something like this for the whole world to see? At least take baths. Oh, wait. I was about to reread. Yeah, at least take baths is the thing to send though. Loop. Since this week is over, the dojo is very quiet. It's nice sometimes. Played while I was waiting. About 30 men. 5-0. It's Oban, but I won't be able to come home this year. Sorry, Dad. Yay, her dad's still alive. I thought he'd be feeling down, but I guess not. Her son may be surprisingly tough. Maybe my advice worked. No, really. Blog update. The CEO of RI Tojoshi roars at Exco. Kudokane is annoying, but what Tojo is saying is right. When this keeps up, the robot boom will end. It doesn't take much to end a boom. CEO of RI is way too pissed, lol. To RI Company, this is a life or death situation. When the robot industry's image goes down, it's not going to be good. Kudokane is totally in Exco bashing mode. What Tojo-san has said is correct. If this keeps going on, next year's expo might be cancelled too. It won't. There's only like half a year left. How much money do you think the city and country put into the expo? And where are they going to cancel? Yes, next year's Tokyo Expo is called Robot Expo. That doesn't mean only robots are displayed. Ichinagawa and Toyosu, they have regular stages. The city of Tokyo is full of robots. If the distrust of robots increase, locals will start feeling uneasy. It could be like the US rioting if this keeps going on. I know Kudokane pointed it out, but Japanese people are calm, so riots won't happen. Plus Tokyo is full of people who don't care. Don't worry, robots will not attack humans. There's something called the 3 laws of robotics. The 3 laws of robotics mean nothing if they're uncontrollable. Selling robots that go out of control is wrong. Exco should seriously show some remorse. There's a solar storm thing too. I think it's okay to use tax money for serious cases like this. The point of the 3 laws of robotics is that they don't work. Fair enough, I guess. I don't know enough about that stuff. I wanted to do it yesterday, but my grandparents from Kagoshima came to visit, so I couldn't get out of that. Since it's the Obon holiday, the Robotics Club is on a break. I got to chill at the park without a worry in the world, and I got to avoid Akiho's lectures. Perfection. After killing some time playing KB, Subaru shows up right on schedule. Hello. Sorry for calling you all the way out here during break. Subaru's house is in Nakatane, so it must have taken him more than 30 minutes to get here by scooter. Subaru doesn't seem to mind all that much, though. I've actually been fairly bored. I have no hidden hobbies to immerse myself in these days. He says somewhat lightheartedly. But thanks to that, I'm treading thin ice by being forced to help build Press's robot and the like. So he says, but he doesn't seem too bothered by it. By the way, if this is about Robo 1, then it's been cancelled. Oh, why? The riots and such in America. Isn't that what you called me here about? Biz. Nope. Is this about the operation test for Model 1? I heard it went horribly, as expected. It's not about that. Then what do you want? You didn't call me all the way out here for nothing, did you? I wanted to show you something. I went back to the community center and grabbed the monopole earlier. It's currently in my hands. Is that... If he had to touch it with, like... non-magnetic... I don't know. I'll just shut up. It's wrapped in a large towel inside a knapsack I don't use anymore. Okay, never mind, that makes sense. I carefully pull it out, towel and all, and present it to Subaru. And what is this? Wanna take a guess? Some sort of dry ice? I guess you could say that, given its misty aura. 2 days have passed since it fell. Nonetheless, there's still countless small particles cycloning on the surface of the monopole. Look carefully at the rock itself. Is this some new age religious indoctrination deal? Come on, humor me and take a look. It's glowing slightly. Try touching it. It's pretty shocking. Shocking. Subaru, although hesitant, directly touches the monopole with his index finger. See? I've never heard of any mineral that discharges energy this intensely. And what exactly is this thing? This is just between you and me. I beckon Subaru's face closer to mine. It's... monopole. He glares at me. Is this where I'm supposed to laugh? Does it look like I'm joking? Probably yes, Kaido. Monopoles have yet to be observed in reality. Well, observe away. How do you know what's a monopole? Did somebody tell you that? Well, you know, no. Things will get messy if I tell him about Kimijimoko, let alone Ayuri. Let's just say I have connections. So what is this thing, really? You know, a monopole. He has zero intention of believing me, huh? Come on, Subaru-kun. Can you just trust your eyes? Just take what's in front of you for what it is. This is crazy mysterious, right? You've never seen anything like it, have you? You're sounding really suspicious, senpai. What the heck, man? I just wanted to consult with you as a fellow man. I'm disappointed in you. I didn't ask for that. How can you be so cold after I helped you out with the whole Robo-1 thing? Please don't act like I owe you something. I made an agreement. I held up my end of the bargain. And it's not like you volunteered to help. Plus, the whole thing fell apart anyway. No, fine. Be that way. You won't take that attitude with me. We're done here. That's all, folks. Head on home. I melodramatically sigh and gaze at the monopole in my hand. What should I do now? What do you mean? I'm thinking of just tossing it. Really? Of course. You don't want it to become a big deal or anything. Even if it turns out to be an actual monopole, you could receive tremendous amounts of recognition and praise. I just want to be number one. Yashio-senpai, I always heard you were a weirdo, and I'm utterly convinced that you actually are. I mean... Only now? Kinda late for that, though. Everyone who joins the Robotics Club is a weirdo. Please don't lump me together with the rest of you. Okay, but Subaru, you also are a weirdo. I mean, why are you still here? If you're not gonna help me figure this out, go home. Oops. Subaru lets out a disappointed sigh. But he doesn't move from where he's standing. This is absurd, but I suppose I can chat for a bit. Subaru, you cosplay as Char as Noble at Hobby Robot Comps. So true. You're seriously that bored, Subaru-kun? I bet you don't have any friends. Look who's talking. And see, it always has to have the last word. Now, putting aside whether that thing was a monopole or not. If you want to keep this a secret, I suggest disposing it in the ocean. There's one problem with that. The monopole fell here from the sky. Subaru's clearly staring at me. Is that right? So. Apparently there's a chance that more will fall here in the near future. Basically, it'll be dangerous if we don't close the park off. Imagine something this big falling from the sky. There's a chance that someone might pick one up and start shouting about how they found a monopole. Any ideas on how to avoid all that? Just close the park. Look, this is my spiritual oasis, my home base. I want to avoid that if I can. You're so whiny. Then we have no other choice. We either close the park, or let people make a big deal out of the monopoles. And then no matter what option we go with, I won't be able to game here anymore. That sucks. Correct. Now if that thing really is a monopole, it'll be the discovery of the century.
となると
And
やっぱ
I guess we only have one other option,
最後の手段
and that would be
モノポールが落ちてく
stop
る
the
のをやめ
monopoles
さ
from
せ
raining down on the park.
先輩
Senpai.
妄想に
Most
しても
ridiculous
あ
for
まりに
even
お
you
粗
and
末で
your
すよ
delusions.
そ
Are
れ
you
とも僕
screwing
を
with
からかっ
me?
てるんですか
I still don't like them saying delusions in this game.
俺には止める方法
And
が
I
ある
actually
んだ
can do
ね
it,
ちょ
though
っと
it's a
恐
little
怖心と
terrifying
めん
and
ど
a
く
pain
さ
in
さ
the
は伴う
ass.
けど
If I climb the tower every day and change the direction of the antenna, no more falling monopoles, Finn. That's what ID told me. The more efficient way to solve this mess involves the EGI system, yeah? The weird device hidden in the first floor of the old community center. I guess you'd have to rewrite its program or whatever to stop it. It's then that ID's only face crosses my mind. I can't believe I'm letting myself be influenced by an AI's words.
意味がわかりませ
I
ん
don't understand.
さすがにも
I
う付き合
seriously
いきれ
can't
ない
deal with this anymore.
帰らせて
I'm going. Subaru cuts his words off abruptly. His eyes are looking past me. He then lowers his shoulders, exasperated.
どうかした
What's up?
仲間に入れてほしそうな目で
Someone wants to be included in the conversation. He points his chin in a direction. I follow with my eyes and finally see what he's talking about. Oh boy. Nakiho is hiding behind a tree, watching us with sparkling eyes. Her look does scream, I want to be included. If Akiho were a dog, her tail would be wagging violently right about now.
なんであんなと
I
ころ
wonder
で
why
見て
she's
るんだろう
watching from all the way from over there.
知りませんよ
Beats me.
スバル君が呼んだわけ
Did you call her
そういうの
Subaru-kun?
良くないな
Not cool.
俺は
So
君
you're
の同じ
revised as a
男と
fellow
離婚
man.
で相談したのに
むしろ僕は
I thought you were
ヤ
the
シオ
one
先
who
輩が
brought
連
her
れてき
here,
たのかと
Yoshio
思ったんで
senpai.
すが
If neither of us called her here, then I guess it's just coincidence. What a mess. I wanted to avoid letting Akiho in on this if possible. She has the biggest mouth in the world.
あのまま放置しておく
We could always just ignore her.
そんなことしたら
If I did
後
that,
で
she'd
散
never
々
let me
愚痴
hear
を
the
言わ
end
れ
of
て余
it.
計めんどくさいよ
I sigh and wave Akiho over to us. She immediately jumps out from behind the tree like she was waiting for this moment. She might as well be skipping. Hehe. Seems like the Boys Alliance is having a mighty interesting little conversation.
いつからいたの
How long have you been here?
スバルがここに来た
Since Subaru arrived. Akiho? And this whole time, huh?
もしかして
Did
僕
you
の後を
follow
つけ
me
てきた
here?
んですか
大正解
Bingo! Dickie! Akiho! Don't stalk your friends! Why the sound effect at the end? Cause she's goofy.
南種町でスバルの
Look,
姿
if
を
you
見
saw
かけたら
Subaru in
怪しいって思
Minamitane,
う
you'd
で
be
しょ
suspicious
当然
too.
で俺たちの
So,
話
you
は
heard everything, eh?
全部聞いてたわけ
もちろん
Yep. Please don't be so proud of your creepy eavesdropping.
ねえカイ
Guy, I'm so fired up right now.
だってそうでしょ
I mean, are you kidding? You discovered a monopole. I swiftly close in on Akiho and shove four fingers into her mouth. What'd you do that for?
そんな大声で
You
喋って
keep
たら誰
yelling
か
like
聞か
that.
れちゃうで
Someone's
しょ
going to hear you. Like, I was expecting him to like cover her mouth like normally, like full hand over her mouth. not stuff fingers directly into it. Like, hello, are you trying to get chomped on, Kai?
少し声のトーンを
Keep it
抑え
down,
て
okay? I mean, what if it's a real monopole? It'd be a huge waste to just dump it. Why are they missing out on the chance to just take it home, slap googly eyes on it, and give it a name? Like, really, ultimate pet rock right there. Why is no one thinking about that possibility except for me? I want a pet monopole. Why didn't you try to stop him, Subaru? You know what a monopole would be worth.
モノポールの実在はこ
Monopoles
れ
have
まで
not
証
been
明
proven
され
to
ていません。
exist. The proof is right there. Shake Subaru.
それなのに種子島のこんな
It's
公
absolutely
園に落ち
nonsense
て
to
きた
think that one just happened to drop into the park out of
Nonsense.
nowhere. I mean, it wasn't out of nowhere. It's just Kai isn't gonna give you the details.
出来の悪い小説で
Even
も
if the worst
そんな
novel
リアリティゼ
imaginable
ロ
is
の設
written
定は
better
作
than
りま
that.
せんよ。
Nah. I can imagine really, really poorly written novels. Subaru, you just don't know how bad writing can get, do you? It can get really bad. But it's not like Kai has ever mentioned monopoles before. And that word is easily in the top 10 list of things Kai would never ever say. Do you actually keep track of that, Akiho?
ひどい言い草だ
Gee,
ね
thanks.
まあ
Well, when I
最
first
初聞
heard
いた
about
時
it,
は
figured it was
洗剤の商品名
detergent
か
or
物干し
laundry
用的な何
or
かと思ったけど
something.
さ
Interesting. I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever heard of monopoles before, this game. But I also didn't take a physics class, so there's that too. And now Kai's suddenly talking about them? It's gotta be real.
誰かの受け売りでしょ。
Someone must have talked him
まんまと騙
into
されているん
believing
です
that
よ。
he's being conned. Oh, good point. Kai does have a tendency to easily believe people. You don't have room to talk, Akiho.
アキちゃんは俺よ
No,
りも騙されや
please.
すい
You're
け
way
ど
more
ね
gullible than I am, Aki-chan. You big jerk. Here we go again. I love Subaru in the background, just doing his shrug. Who cares about me? A lot of people, like Kaido. Anyway, is it more exciting to think positively? Like you see, Akiho, the monopole doesn't have positive or negative. Instead of assuming it's not a monopole, let's think about what would be possible if it were one. Ultimate pet rock. That's way better. Dream a little. It's lame to just think of ways to get rid of it. Yeah, exactly, like ultimate pet rock.
アキちゃんなんか
Aki-chan,
笑わせないでく
don't
れな
make
い
me
か
repeat myself.
声をもっと
Keep it
小さ
down.
く守れないなら
If you can't do that, I'll shove my fingers up your nose this time. Is that what you want? No, please don't be weird, says the one that followed Subaru. Just because you're Kai doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. Lucky-ho's finally realized that I'm being serious and steps back a little. I guess my threat worked.
まあいいや
Whatever. Let's hear your so-called positive thoughts on this. Okay, so ultimate pet rock.
それからどうするかは考
And
え
then
る
we could consider where to go from there. So basically, what could we use the monopole for? I've said it once, at least once. Ultimate pet rock. A giant bipedal robot, duh. I'm not surprised that's what she came up with. But like, how? How would that be beneficial? Unless Ultimate Pet Rock inside the, like, emotional support monopole in the bipedal robot is the Ultimate Pet Rock a student at Hope Speak Academy? Nah. It's above that.
Ah,
I figured you'd say that. Yep. Well, according to ID and Sister Centipede, I have the right to use the monopole any way I like, so it shouldn't be an issue. Are the different endings just what Kai decides to do with the monopole? Is there an ending where he gets to just keep it as a pet rock? Because I would love that. Obviously.
1号機に使うんですか?
You mean on Model 1? Huh? Well... Okay, who lowers her voice? She then glances at me. You know what I need? I need a monopole PNG. Monopole tower? I don't care about that. Is that like a... Yeah, okay, apparently there's a monopole line. I'll figure that out later. Next week, I'll have a monopole pet rock. Watch me. Anyways, glances at me. Yes. And immediately fakes a smile. So let's think about how we could use it for giant bipedal robots in general, and not limit ourselves to come build one. Okay, raise your hand if you have a proposal. Emotional support. Unexpectedly, Subaru voluntarily raises his hand first. Monopole engines have been depicted in old sci-fi novels and such. Interesting. How were they like? Since I've never read them, I don't know the specifics. But basically, it was an engine capable of producing immense energy. So if you were to use the monopole, an engine would be the best application. Despite everything he said, I'm guessing Subaru actually enjoys talking about this kind of stuff. Didn't he say he was going home not too long ago? He sure doesn't show any signs of leaving. In fact, he's dead serious. An engine, huh? But say, the batteries and charger were still normal. Would an awesome engine make any difference? Since it can accumulate massive amounts of energy in a short period of time, a diesel engine wouldn't even compare. I bet it'd be super expensive. Maki-chan, positivity goes out the window if you start worrying about money at this point. True. Oh, right. Sorry, that's a bad habit of mine. The struggles of a poor club president. Or just poor people in general, let's be real. But I do think it'd be quite a challenge to extract energy from a monopole. I mean, given that it's never actually been observed before the moment Kai found that, yeah. I would say yes. I shouldn't have put a cookie in my mouth when I know I'm going to be reading. I'm not the smartest person.
焼して圧縮すれば
Are
い
you
いの
supposed to combust and compress it?
そもそも燃料
What
は
about fuel?
それはモノポール
You
エン
might
ジ
get
ン
an
の
idea if you
小
read a
説を読め
novel
ば
that
わかる
talks
でしょ
about
う。
monopole
う
engines.
ちにはありま
I
せん
don't have one though. That's something that someone that does have one would say.
家の書斎探せば
Maybe we have one in
出
the
てくる
study
か
at
も
home.
お父さん
My
そうい
dad's
うの
really
好き
into
そう
that
だか
kind
ら
of stuff.
ただな
But
そう
then
いうの
again,
って
I
ほ
feel
とんど
like
の場
most of the
合
time those
とても
things
じ
are
ゃないけ
never
ど現実
reproducible
に
in
再
real
現で
life.
きなさそうなものばっかりだよねもっとねうち
I
らで
wonder
も
if
で
there are
き
any
そう
ways
な
we
身
can
近な
utilize the
使い方
monopole
って
that
な
are
い
closer
か
to
な
home.
未知の素粒子
I
に
don't know
身
if
近も
close to
クソも
home
ないだろう
means
と思うん
much
だ
when
け
we're
ど
dealing with an unknown particle. How about pet rock?
かいちゃちゃ入れないの
Hush, Kai.
例えば
I don't know. For
そうだ
example,
なビーム兵器とか
a beam weapon or something.
なんですって。
Excuse me.
ビーム兵器の
You
エネ
know,
ルギー
energy
を
for a beam
ライ
weapon.
フルでも
A
サーベル
rifle
で
or
も
a
いいけど
saber. The monopole could be used to power it. Power it.
短さのかけら
So
も
much
な
for
いね
closer to home.
エンジンと同じです。
And that has the
ど
same
うやってエ
issue as
ネル
the
ギーを取り出
engine.
すのかが
How
問
do
題
we
になってき
extract
ま
the
す。
energy?
それとエン
Plus,
ジ
we'd
ンよ
have
り
to
ずっと
minimize
小
the
型化しない
size.
と
Only
実
smaller
現は
than
無
an
理か
engine, or else it wouldn't work.
じゃあキャノン
What about a cannon?
またそれか
Here we go again.
両肩にね
One on both shoulders. The president sure does love her cannons.
あいや待った待った
Oh, wait.
やっぱりね
Let's equip it on the
頭
head
に
and make a
装備
high
して
mega
ハイメガ粒子
particle.
そもそもなぜ兵器にこ
Why
だわ
are
る
you so insistent on weapons?
戦うから
Because we have to fight.
誰と
Against who?
身近な使用方法を
Were you the
挙
one
げ
who
ると言い出した
suggested we should try and
部
stick
長ですが
close to home? I can't imagine it would be illegal in Japan, but you could just use normal magnets to make a railgun. True. Akio really says go big or go home. Also true. With no means by which to fight back, Kakeho shuts down. She then pouts.
こういうどうでもいい雑談
It's
が
just fun
楽しい
having silly conversations like this, is all. And yet, no one has suggested Pet Rock, except for me. Shameful.
カイもスバルも
We
うちのお
both
姉
just
ちゃ
like
んと同
big
じタイプ
sis.
だね電話とかで本題しか言おうとし
You
ない
always cut straight to the point on the phone, or when we talk. Cookie good, but not a good idea when I'm reading. I'm not the brightest.
I'm
Sorry that I just don't want to waste 30 minutes to an hour of mindless chit chat just so I can communicate my message. No one mentioned who I'm talking about, of course.
じゃあ真面目に話すけど
Then in all seriousness,
モノポールって
a monopole is
一応磁石
basically
で
a
しょ
magnet, right?
磁気単極
It's called a
子って
magnetic
いうくらいだ
monopole
も
for
ん
a
ね
reason.
例えばガンツ
I guess the
1
first thing that
で
comes to mind that
磁石を
uses
使ってる
magnets
部
in
分って言
Gun
った
Build 1
ら
are
真っ
the
先に思い
motors.
つくのはモーターだよねそこに代用できたりし
Could
な
we,
いかな
could we substitute them with monopoles?
モノポールを
If you can use the monopole as an extremely powerful magnet, maybe you can drastically increase the motor's power.
つまり今
In
の
other
ガン
words,
ツ
we
1
could solve the
の
issue of
動きの
Gumbo 1's
鈍さが
sluggish
解
walking
消される
speed.
かもしれないってこと
True. Sluggish is an understatement. Besides, I don't think the motors are the only issue.
モノポールが幻の
Just
素粒
because
子
a
であり
monopole is a
貴
mystical
重な
rare
ものであるから
particle
といって
doesn't mean it's
素
as
材として
powerful
強
as a
力だ
raw
とは限りません
material.
よ。磁石として使おうとした
Even
場合
if
で
you
も
were to
もし
use
か
it
す
as
る
a
と普通の
magnet,
磁石より
it's
磁
possible
力が
that it
弱
would
い
be
場合
weaker
があ
than
る
a
からです。
normal one.
それともし
Plus,
仮に
if you
1
were
号機の
to
計
use
6
it
機
on
のモー
Model
ターに
16
使うなら
motors,
ヤ
a
シ
single
オ先輩
monopole
が持っ
that
てるだけ
Senpai
の量
has
じゃ
is nowhere
全
near
く足りませんよ。
sufficient.
カイ
Kai. Nakiko slowly approaches me and grabs both of my hands. She looks me straight in the eyes.
モノポール降らせ
Make
て
more monopoles rain down.
まるで雨乞い
Since
の
when did I
祈祷師
become the
扱い
rain
ね。
だって
Didn't
降
you
って
say you
くる
could
のをやめさせ
stop
る
them
ことが
from
でき
raining
るっ
down?
てさっき言ってたでしょ。だったらその逆に
So I figured you
降らせ
could
るの
probably
が
also
カイ
do the
の自由自在
reverse.
かなって思って。
無理だよ。
Well, I can't. Just Subaru in the background. I glance up at the sky, but no monopoles conveniently fall to the ground. Even then.
じゃあ待ってみ
Then,
よう。
let's wait for some. Nakiho announces. Oh boy. It was foolish to think something would happen just because we sat around for a few hours. Take a look at Akiho, who's patiently waiting, even though the sky's turned red and nothing's happened. Aha! Why would you actually just sit around like that? Why not? Took a bath because you made me. A lot of filth came off well. A clean Frautown has been born. Tonight's dinner. Barbecue. What is a cannon? Okay. Like Achan said, it's a gun that you carry on your shoulder. Achan said it's a gun that you place on a battleship. Achan said it's a gun you hold in your hand. Well, I definitely wrote it down what I was supposed to pick here in the most useless way possible. Because I just wanted to keep it small on my piece of paper so I could write more things on this. And you want to guess where I cut it off? Right after A. So let's go to the webpage, shall we? Gun that you carry. Okay. Yeah. That's what I figured it was gonna be carried on your shoulder. But, anyways. Nothing is coming down. Want to come eat? But I refuse. I'm sorry. Played 3 hours, 40 to 2. Includes fun games with 2 bored people. I crushed them. Amazing. Oh, really? What is youth? Youth is like a spring breeze drifting over the ocean. Now, fly away by spreading your wings. The dream you are chasing is across the ocean. What a waste of time. When this first started, she sat in front of the little community center with bated breath. It wasn't long before she hit her limit and moved over to the park lawn. Park lawn. She then killed time playing with a neighbor's dog who had dropped by for a walk. Nakio soon headed to a bench near the lake, then the playground. Finally, she zoned out on the viewing platform. That's her current situation. Spending half the day in this old park during vacation sure has been a giant waste of time. Granted, I've been playing KB the whole time, so it works out.
落ちてこないな。
Why won't anything fall? Akio continues to look up the sky tirelessly as she mumbles to herself. She's been doing this all day.
そもそも一個落ちて
It's
きた
already
だけでも奇
miraculous
跡
that
み
a
たいな
single
もの
one
ですよ
fell here.
本
That
当
is,
に落ちてきたもの
that's
な
if
ら
it's actually a
という前
monopole,
提
of
条件付きで
course.
すが
I'm shocked Subaru's stuck around the whole time. Despite his indifferent tone, he's clearly interested in this whole monopole thing. And that being said, it's been mostly quiet. Nobody's been talking. Just like I ignored Akiho this entire time by playing KB, Subaru was reading a book on his Pokecom.
そもそもカイ
Kai,
本当
did a
にモノポ
monopole
ールって
really fall from
空
the
から降っ
sky?
てきたの？ カイってば
Hey, Kai,
ゲームやりすぎだよ
could you
カイ
stop gaming for like 1 sec?
は
Good grief.
あ、アキちゃんさ
Lucky-chan,
人の邪魔しないで
friendo,
くれ
could you not bother
付
me?
き合い長
You
い
should
ん
know
だ
when
から
I'm trying to
俺が集
concentrate
中
by
してる
now,
ことぐらい
right?
わかるでしょあんまり邪魔するようなら
If you keep bugging me,
Aki-chan
I won't
相手
hesitate to
だろうとマジで
headbutt you,
突き
you
かま
got
すよ
it?
それってもしかして
Oh, are you
猛烈ダイブを意
seeing
識
the
してる
raging dive?
してないそ
I'm
もそも
not.
猛
I
烈
don't
ダイ
even
ブ
know
が
what
何
that
なのか
is.
知らないし
ボルト
For
バリアの
real?
決め
It's
技
both
じゃん
Valiant's finishing
頑張れる 112話で出した起死
It's
回
both
生の
Valiant's
猛烈
finishing
ダイブ
move.
は
That clutch raging dive in episode 112 gets me fired up every time.
よし
って聞いてる
Are you even listening?
俺の理解できない
I
話
can't
をされ
respond
て
to
も
things I don't
答えようがないね
understand.
アキちゃんももっとスバル
Can
君
you
を
be
見
more
習っ
like
てさ
Subaru-kun and be
静か
quiet?
にしててよ
だってちゃんと空
If
見
I
て
don't
ない
watch
と
the
モノ
sky,
ポール
how
が
will
落
we
ちて
know
き
if
て
a
も気づかない
monopole
かも
falls
しれ
or
ないじゃ
not?
ん
今日はもう無理じゃない
I doubt it's gonna
諦めて
happen
帰れば
today. Why don't you just give up and go home?
あ今
You
うちのこと
jerk.
邪魔だ
I
って
bet you
思
were
った
just
でしょ
thinking that I'm in the way.
うんまあね
Well, you're not wrong.
そこまではっきり
Why are
言う
you so mean?
リアクション
Come
し
on,
て
at
よ
least react. About 4 hours ago, we had a similar back and forth. It's impressive that she can maintain her enthusiasm for this long. It's admirable in a weird way.
ねえカイ
Hey, hi. Nagiho's tone drops a little. I guess she's calmed down. She casts her gaze out to the park and whispers. I guess she intends to completely ignore my request for silence. Fine, I can play along for a little while. I don't need her getting upset again.
こないだあそこの
You know
鉄
how you
塔
climbed
登
the
ってた
tower
よ
the
ね
other day?
あれもモノ
Was
ポ
that
ール
related
と
to
関
this
係あ
whole
ったの
monopole thing?
まあね
Yep.
うーん
Hmm?
登ったから
Did one fall
できた
because you
の
climbed the tower?
そうなるかな
I suppose you
結果
could
的
say
には
that.
だからあんな
So
危ない真似し
that's
たん
why
だ
you
ね
did something so dangerous.
そこまでして手に入れ
You
たの
went
に
that far to
処
get
分し
one,
たいなんて
but now you want to get rid
カイ
of
が
it?
何したいの
I
か
don't know what
う
you're
ちには
trying
さ
to
っ
do,
ぱりわかん
Kai.
ないよ
モノポールを手に入
I
れたく
didn't
て
climb
登
the
ったわけ
tower
じ
to
ゃない
get a
んで
monopole, just for the record.
じゃあ手に入っ
So,
たのは
was it a
たま
total
たま
coincidence that you got your hands on one?
そうたまたま
Mhm. Precisely.
ちなみに
By the way, for some reason, Akiho lowers her voice and begins to whisper to me.
もしもだけど
If we sold a
モノ
monopole,
ポ
how
ール
much
って
do you
売った
think
ら
we
いくら
could
になるの
make?
かな
さあね
I don't know.
想像も
I
つか
can't
ない
even
よ
begin to imagine a number.
西の表にリサイク
Isn't
ル
there
ショ
a
ップって
thrift
あったっ
store
け
in Nishinomote?
そこに持って行っても
I
買い
thought
取っ
they'd
て
be
もら
able
え
to
ない
buy
気
it
が
off
する
of us.
当たり前じゃん。
Duh!
そんなところ
We
に
can't
売っちゃ
just sell
ダ
it
メ
to
だ
a
よ。
random thrift store?
ちゃんと価値を分かって
You
く
have to
れ
sell
る
it to
ところ
someone
に
who
売り払わ
understands
なく
its
ちゃ。
true value.
どこかの研究機関
Like
と
a
か
research lab
大
or
企
a
業と
big
か
company.
分かってくれるところに売
If
れ
we sell
ば
it to
数
someone who
千万
knows
円
its
で買い
value,
取っても
we
らえ
might
る
be
のも
able to
夢
make
じゃない
tens
か
of
も。
millions of yen.
数千万
Tens of millions. My years of money
お
wouldn't
年
be an
玉の
issue
前借りも
anymore.
帳消しだ。
Makio looks totally enraptured.
アキちゃんよだれ垂らさないよう
Maki-chan,
に
careful not to drool.
垂らしてな
I'm
い。
not drooling. Despite her hurried objection, she rushes to wipe her mouth. I don't think it should be monopolized by any one company. Subaru suddenly opens his mouth after a long period of silence. Sorry, I just thought of something. Are there... No, I can't get to the settings here. Boo. Because I was just thinking, it's like, wait, in Steins Gate you can mess with the settings, but there doesn't seem to be a settings on the Pokecom. Boo. Anyways. I don't remember if I read that. Subaru suddenly opens his mouth after a long period of silence. Only a small group of people would be able to benefit from it. You should be more open and share the information with the masses. And they'll speed up the research process.
それはどうか
Agreed. The committee of 300, if they got it, they put a cap on it and pretend it never happened. Just like the Ulysses project. Agreed. With me, Yoshio-senpai? Didn't you just say you wanted to get rid of it in secret?
もし売り払うな
I'm
ら
just
っていう
saying
家庭
this
の
if
話
we
だろ
chose to sell it. He puts away his Pokecom and looks over at the rocket launch pad visible in the distance. I still don't think we should stay quiet about this. I think we should at least inform JAXA about it. You know people there at least, like the Prez's father, Etanoji-san. To not make this incredible discovery public, discovery of our lifetime even, would be a betrayal to society. But I couldn't help myself. What is it?
いやだって
Betrayal to
人
society,
類社
huh?
会に対す
Talk
る
about
裏切り
scale,
って
Subaru-kun.
ずいぶん大きく出たねスバルくん
It's just Shay. It's that much of a big deal.
会はモノポールの
It's
価
like you
値
have no clue
まるで分かってない。
blah 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 blah. It's like you have no clue how much a monopole is really worth, Kai.
もしモノポール発見
If
のニュー
news
ス
got
が
out that
流
a
れたり
monopole
したら
was discovered,
世界は
the
ひっ
world
く
would be
り返
turned
っちゃうん
upside
だから
down. Which is absolutely right. That's how incredible a monopole truly is. For the first time in a while, Subaru and Akiho are on the same page instead of butting heads. But somewhere deep inside, I'm still not convinced.
数時間前まで
And you didn't
俺
believe
が
me
モ
at
ノ
all
ポー
when
ルだ
I
って主
claimed it
張
was
し
a
てもちっ
monopole
と
a
も
few
信じてく
hours
れなかった
ago.
じゃないの
それをはっきりさせる
All
た
the
めに
more
も
reason why we
JAXA
should
に託すん
entrust
で
it
す
to JAXA. So they can examine it properly and find out for sure.
そんなのお
They
断りだね。
refuse.
騒がれたくないなん
Do you
て
intend on
ど
obstructing
うでもいい理
scientific
由で
progress just
科
because
学
you
技
want
術
to
の
avoid
発
a
展を
little
妨げるつ
fuss?
もりですか？
つもりだよ。
Yep. That's not actually true. Already said she didn't want it to be publicized. She said that the committee of 300 would take notice. That'd be dangerous. She told me that Kimijima Ko was murdered. We don't know by whom, but there's no way it's unrelated to the committee. They tried to reveal their conspiracy. If the AGI system Kimijima Ko left can track monopoles, the committee finds out about it. They'll try to make contact with me and the people around me. Depending on the situation, we might even be killed. I get that this whole conspiracy thing is a little much, but it's the fact that Kimijima Ko was murdered. So, I can't afford to take chances. If this discovery can flip our world upside down, even more reason to be careful.
とにかくダメ。
No
そん
means
な面倒
no.
なこ
I'm
と
not
には
going to
付き合
go
ってら
through
んな
that
い。
kind of hassle.
なあ、ちなみに
No,
俺た
but
ちだ
I'm
けで
down
勝
with
手に
using
使
it
うなら
ourselves.
別にいいよ。
I already said she didn't mind that either.
信じられない。
Unbelievable.
ナンセンス
This
すぎ
is
ます。
total nonsense.
ナンセンスだろうがなんだ
Nonsense
ろ
or
うが
not, no
ダメっ
means
て言った
no.
らダメなの。もし大人にチクったらさ、
If you tell an adult
ス
about
バル
this,
君
I'm
が
gonna
ミス
reveal
タ
that
ー
you're
クレ
Mr.
アですってこと
Pallades.
も世間にばらすからね。
それはやめて
Please don't do that.
カイ、
Kai. Akiko suddenly stares into my eyes with a concerned look on her face.
大丈夫？
Are you okay?
何が？
What do you mean?
なんだか今の
You're
カイ、
being really
すごく
stubborn right
堅く
now.
なに見えたか
More
ら。
than usual.
ゲームのこと以外で
You're
そんなこ
never
とっ
like
て
this when it
あん
comes
ま
to
り
stuff
ないもん。
outside of video
ちょっと
games.
心配になってき
I'm a
ちゃっ
little
た。
worried.
最近カイったら
Plus,
いろいろ
you've
変
been
だし、
acting weird lately.
どうせうち
You're
に
hiding
隠し事
something
して
from
る
me,
でしょ。
aren't you? I mean, sure, you could put it that way, I guess. She's sharp. She knows me too well. That being said,
別にアキちゃんに
It's not like I
隠し事
promised
し
you that I
ないなん
wouldn't
て
keep
約束は
secrets.
未だかつて一度もしたことないけど、これまでだって
I've
散
done
々
lots
ア
of
キ
things
ちゃんに
behind
隠
your
れ
back
てい
in
ろ
the
いろやってきた
past.
しね。
Now that just sounds bad, Kai.
いろいろ
Huh?
って？
Like what?
それは内緒。
And that's the secret. Kai.
うん
Ugh. Tokyo gets all moopy.
最近のカイ、
Recently,
一
you've been
人で
doing
行
all
動
kinds
する
of
こ
things
と増え
alone.
たよね。妙なことに巻き
Are
込
you
まれ
sure
て
you
たりし
haven't
て
gotten
ない？
yourself into some weird trouble? He definitely has, but, you know, if he confirms or denies that here, you'll just get all concerned.
巻き込まれるって
Oh,
何
come
さ。
on.
この
How
島
weird
で
could
そ
this
んな妙な
island
ことなんて
get?
そう
Be
そうないよ。
serious.
何しろここは
And this place
時
is
間の
prime
流れから取り
countryside.
残されちゃって
Nothing
る
that's
ような
lost to the flow of
田舎な
time.
んだから。
Despite my own words. The reality is that this island is overflowing with mystery. I had no clue until about a month ago. I always thought this island was empty and barren. The things I always thought were ordinary were actually bizarre upon closer inspection. Once you make that first discovery, well, everything starts to seem suspicious. Just like the ruins of the old community center right over there. Or the mass animal deaths that Juna told me about.
とにかく
Anyway,
あんまり
stop
心配
making
さ
me
せない
worried,
でね。
okay?
この
Don't
間の
ever
台
do
風の
anything
時
like you
みたい
did during the
なことし
typhoon.
たらダメだよ。 うちとカイは
You and I are
一心同体
one
なん
in
だから
body and soul. So you're married, wow.
分かってるよ。
I know. One in body and soul, huh? Subaru's off to the side listening. He's probably gonna get the wrong idea about our relationship. But the phrase is fitting for the two of us. We both get attacks and do our best to help each other out. Cute Akiho sound. Akiho stretches her arms and looks up at the sky again as she takes a deep breath.
今日はそろそろ
I
解
guess
散
we
す
can
る
call it for
か
today. Are you gonna be okay staying out this late, Subaru?
お父さんにまた怒
Is
ら
your
れたり
father
しない
gonna get mad again? No. It's not like I'm building hobby robots or anything. There's nothing for him to get mad at from just hanging around at the park.
いやうちらと
No,
一緒
I
にいたら
just figured he
変
might
な
get
誤
the
解
wrong
されちゃ
idea
う
if
か
he
な
knows you're
って
with us.
それを父さんに密
You
告
think
す
there's
るよう
someone
な
in this
人が
park who
この
tattled
公
on
園
me?
の近くにはいると。そもそも父さんは
Besides,
僕の人
my
間
dad
関
doesn't
係のこと
involve
を咎
himself
め
in
た
my
わけじゃありませんから。
relationships.
僕が誰と付き合お
He
うと
doesn't care who I
別
hang
に
out
気にしないと
with.
思いますよ。もっとも
No,
部
if
長
he
や
saw
ヤシ
how
オ
weird
先
you
輩
and
の
Nashio
変人ぶりを知った
senpai
ら
are, he may very
い
well
ろ
tell
いろ
me
な
to
意味で
stop
付き
hanging
合うの
out
をよ
with
そと
you.
怒られるかもしれませんがね。
何それ
Hey, you big meanie. Kai and I are weirdos, and you're a weirdo too, Subaru.
一緒にしないでもらえますか。
Please, don't let me together with you two.
ちょっと
Hey,
カイ
Kai,
とか
say
言ってやってよ
something. This is a repeat of a conversation from a few hours ago.
俺たちが変人な
It's
の
not
は
like
間
it's
違いないん
wrong,
だし
so
別
who
にいいんじゃないの
cares?
カイまでそういうこと言う
It do, Kai? Not the French. Akihiko then takes a breath.
でも
But
ありがとね
thank you, Subaru. She says in a serious voice.
はい。
Excuse me?
ロボ部を辞めないでくれ
Thanks for not quitting the
フラ
robotics
ンツ
club
ワンの制
and
作
for
を
helping us make
手伝
Gun
ってく
Build
れて
1.
結構感謝して
I'm
るんだ
really
よ
grateful.
別に
I'm not
部長のた
staying
め
in
に
the
ロボ部に
robotics
残っ
club
て
to
るわ
make
けじ
you
ゃありません
happy,
よ。
Prez.
単に
I
ミスタ
just
ー
don't
フェ
want
ア
my
です
connection to
バラ
Mr.
されただけで
Pallades
す
to leak. That's all. He looks away as if he's trying to hide his blushing face. He's not very honest with himself.
ねえもうホビーロボ
So,
はやらない
you're
の
not gonna build hobby robots anymore?
もう一度
Have
組み
you
立て直す
considered
とか
rebuilding M45 for...
しないでしょうね。
Probably not.
そっか
Let me see.
寂
That
しいね
stinks.
名誉部長に
I thought the
お友
honorary
達がで
Prez
きた
would
って
have finally
思っ
have a
てたんだけどな
friend.
お友達
And
です
friend.
か。
Nakiho's words are probably coming straight from her heart. She tends to think of robots as living things.
でもロボットのことは
But you don't
嫌い
hate
になったり
robots or
してない
anything,
よね
right?
今でも好きで
You
いて
still
くれ
like
るよ
them,
ね
right? Subaru is so flustered that he turns to me for help. This is pretty entertaining, so I pretend to not notice his gaze. Akiho is infinitely passionate when it comes to robots. So sometimes she'll start asking serious questions like this out of nowhere. It's like she just professed her love to someone and is eagerly waiting for a reply. I get Subaru's reaction. I don't hate them. I just given up on them. Okay. Then Akiho glances over at me. She squares up with Subaru again, as if she's made up her mind about something. As Akiho tends to do. You know, Akiho things. Just to let you two know, I'm thinking of making Gun Build 2. Oh. Pardon me? Let's build a life-size gun barrel prototype Model 2. Gun Build 2 for short. Well, what do you know? You're really going to do this? Yeah. I'm thinking about accepting Tennoji-san's offer. Look, it's not like I'm giving up on Gun Build 1. But I learned from our test run the other day that we're never going to win first at the expo with it. And that's a sound decision. That's a really mature decision for you to come to, Aki-chan. After the test run the other day, she did seem very conflicted. Oh, I didn't read that, did I? Oopsie. She must have made her decision during the Obon holiday. As someone who's actually piloted that thing, we should seriously never turn it on ever again. For real. I had no idea how terrifying it was for me. Don't talk about Gun Build 1 like that. And it's not that Subaru convinced me to change my mind. I decided for myself that this is the best path moving forward. Is that right? Subaru's expression remains as composed as ever. I didn't expect you to budge press. I have no problems with this. Anyway, you're gonna be helping me You're gonna be helping me design Gun Build 2. Me? You better put your money where your mouth is after all that smack talk. So please help us. I'm not taking no for an answer. Fine, I'm in. Let's go. You didn't even flinch. I mean, you said you weren't gonna take no as an answer, like... This is such a huge deal for me. I just don't want to freak out about it. Consider my position for once. It still pains me that I'm helping you guys out behind my dad's back. I don't ever want to The blah.
だから今後も
I don't ever want
なる
him
べ
to
くこっ
find
そ
out
り
the
とや
truth
っていきたい
again.
です
So I'm going to keep working in secret.
僕が設計しても構
I
いま
don't
せん
mind
が
designing it, but
万
please
博
do
で
not
僕
make
の
my
名
name
前を出す
public
の
at the
をやめて
expo
く
or
ださい
anything.
もう万博に行く
You're
気なんだ
already
や
primed
る
and
気
ready to
満
go,
々じゃないの
You can't help but grin.
事前の審査で落
You
とさ
need
れ
to
る
consider that we might get
完
to
成するのが
disqualify
間に合わ
during
なかった可
inspections
能
for
性
not
とか
finish the robot
全
in
く考え
time.
てないんだね
それは
Well, that's, Judging by his reaction, it's pretty clear that he's actually excited.
わかった。
I
こっそりや
understand.
る感じで
And
い
you
い
can do it
よ
in hiding.
ちなみにね、
By the
ガ
way,
ンツ2の制
Subaru.
作に参加してもらうのは
Oh.
スバルだけじゃない。
By the way, Subaru isn't the only one participating in the making of Gun Build 2.
カイにも、ジュ
Kai,
ンにも、
Jin,
フラウ
and
ボに
Frappo
も
will all be
参加して
chipping
もら
in.
うから。ガンツク1は
Gun Build 1 was the crystallization of the Robotics Club alumni sweat and
汗と涙の結晶で
tears.
先輩たちが残してくれたものだったでしょ。
And like that she's not listing blood this time, given what happened the other 2 times.
でも、ガンツク
But
2は
Gun Build 2
違う。
is different.
今いる、う
And the
ちら
five
ロ
of
ボ
us will
部
be
員
making
5
it
人で作る
ourselves.
の。うちらだからこそ
Let's
作れ
make a
るロボを
robot for
作ろ
ourselves.
う。
Only we can build.
あと半年しかないけど、
We only have 6
スポン
months
サー
left,
もいる。
but we have a
ジャクサも
sponsor
協
now.
力してくれる。
JAXA will support us too.
だからきっとで
And
き
you
る。
can do it.
でき
I
る
know we
に決ま
can.
ってる。ね、カイ。
Hey, Kai,
もう2人じゃない。
it's not just the two of us anymore.
仲間が
No,
5人もい
there
る。
are 5 of us.
今作れる最高
The
の巨
best
大二足
giant
歩行
bipedal
ロボッ
robot that we can
それ
make
が
right now.
ガンツク2
That's the
のコンセ
concept
プト。
behind Gun Build 2.
なん
Ah,
だか
just
今
thinking
喋って
about
て
it is getting me
たぎってき
fired
た。
up. She starts talking to herself and gets hyped up all on her own. Granted, she did just make a huge decision, so I understand.
2人とも
Come on, guys,
限って
show
よ。
some excitement.
ほら手出して
Here, give me your hands. The clueless Subaru and I stick our hands out. I queue up again, stacking hers and ours on top of each other.
中多年ロボ部
CT Robotics Club, Blast of Spirit, Nori Iki. Noira Iki. Yeah. She launches her hand in the air and shouts alone.
って2人も
Yeah, you guys gotta say it too.
今のって掛け声的
Was
な
that some kind of cheer?
決まってるでしょ。
Duh.
そんなアキちゃんオリジナ
How
ル
are
の
we
掛け
supposed
声
to
なんて
know
わかる
what
わけ
to
ない
say
じゃな
when
い
you
か
just came up with it yourself? And by the way, I'm assuming CT refers to Chuo Tanegashima High. That makes sense. I don't think I've ever heard it shortened like that, though.
あと水を差すようで悪い
Sorry
け
to
ど
be a party
俺もう
pooper,
二度とパ
but
イ
I
ロットは
don't
ごめん
intend
だ
on
から
never being a pilot again.
え
Come on, it's not really the time to say that.
質問が
Question. Chitsumonga. Subaru meekly raises his hand.
部長は設計には参加
Will
す
you
るん
be
ですか
helping with the design?
その場合
If so,
僕
our
と部
design
長の設計
philosophies
思
are
想は
completely at
180
odds.
度違うわ
How will
け
you
です
remedy this?
どう決着をつけるつもりです
それは
Well,
話し合って
we just gotta
決める
talk it over, maybe?
感じ。
She's got no clue.
あ
Ah, this is the
こ
part
こ
where
は
we're supposed to be
三人
hyped for the
未来に向かって
future.
頑張るぞーって盛り上がるところでしょ。ほんと2人とも
You
ノリ
guys are
悪い
such
な。
party poopers, I
もっと一
swear.
体感を出した
I
かった
wanted us to
の
come
に
together for this. My bad, but this is who I am.
いいお盆
Listen,
休みが
once
終
the
わったら
Obon holiday is
JAXA に
over,
話しに
we're
行く
gonna
から
meet with JAXA.
そこには絶対参加して
And
ね。
you have to be there.
サボっ
No
ちゃダメだ
skipping.
からね。
はいはい
Fine,
どうせ俺
fine.
は全く
Not that I'm
役に
going to
立て
be
ないだろ
very
うけど
useful, but whatever. And it's not just you two at odds either, there's the interests of investors slash partners too, I guess. She's as pushy as always. I can't help but smile bitterly. It doesn't really bother me though. It's just Akiho's nature. I was a little worried because she seemed pretty down after Gunbuild 1's failed test run, but I guess it's fine. New robot, huh? I can't begin to fathom I can't begin to fathom what it's going to look like. But I sure hope it's something a little better than Gunbuild 1. Subaru POV. Why is it just a void? Is Subaru living in the void? Oh, no, okay. I get out of the bathtub and dry my hair with a towel as I return to my room. Since it's the middle of summer, and even though I'm in shorts and a t-shirt, it's still hot enough for me to sweat. And that's why my glasses have fogged up. Since I can't see anything, I'll wipe the lenses with my towel. My vision suddenly started to fall apart during junior high school. My time was spent reading books and hobby robot manuals, with nothing but a desk light. Before I knew it, I needed glasses. I think that was the first time my dad got mad at me because of my interest in hobby robots. Robots, eh? The president's words from this afternoon are still with me. I'm thinking of making Gunbuild 2. My gaze is subconsciously pointed toward the corner of my room. There's a cardboard box sitting there. The top is wide open. Through the opening, I can see numerous pieces of hobby robot parts. My partner, who I had won 3 Robo 1 tournaments with, is stored there, now in pieces after I dismantled it. The reason why I put it in such a clear place is to show that I haven't touched it since I took it apart. Even after disassembling it, and not being able to tinker with it anymore, I wanted my late partner to be nearby. I stand in front of the box. I stare deep into it. I don't dare touch it. I promised myself I wouldn't when I took M45 apart. All I can do is look. You're gonna be helping me design Gunbuild 2. Hey, I'm 45. I wonder why. Though I've put an end to it. I gave up on my dream, my hobby, and decided to follow in Dad's footsteps. But when I think about getting to help build a brand new robot, I can't help but burst into a smile. Even though I took you apart, I'm excited about building a new robot again. I try my best to keep my cool in front of the Prez and Yoshio-senpai, but I think the last time I was this excited was when I won my first Robo 1 as Mr. Pallades. I'm sorry, I'm 45. But it looks like I'm gonna keep dreaming for just a little while longer. This will be my last dream. And I won't fail this time. Watch over me. Now then, where am I going to draw up the blueprints? How about on your Pokecom? It's a tablet. The last day of the Urban holiday. Twips? I get so hyped from thinking about yesterday. I didn't think it would really fall. It was worth it waiting at the park for 5 days. Damn. Super excited. Just something crazy. I want to say it, but I can't. Anyway, I was gonna cry at the moment from being so impressed / touched. The hyped feeling and sad feelings. They're fighting inside me. And there's 2 feelings inside you. The hyped ones and the sad ones. You really can't talk about it? Oh, you really can't talk about it? I assumed it was Daitoku because of the blue. See? What happened? I wanted to stop saying that it's Big Sis's fault. That was an accident, and no one at Exco was intending to do that. But they still air those words to the public. It's so harsh. Makes them look bad. Yeah, even people who don't care about Exco will feel bad if they get bashed on too much. If you stay on Misane's side, it'll be fine. People only look at what's in front of them. Can't be helped. To be fair, it is Exco's bad. Yeah, I'll go with that one. Because it is Exco's fault. No, I'm not gonna think about it. Just change the hype energy to power. One for all, Jakeen! I just noticed that I haven't cut my hair in over a year. But I'm just gonna leave it that way. Yep. There's salons on the island, so maybe get it cut? No, wait, you'd be miserable at a place like that, huh? Just cut it yourself. You don't care how it looks, right? Your hair is like carpets. Oh, dearie my. Yeah, there are salons. It's still a secret, sorry. Play 2 hours at the hangar, 23 to 0. What is a Bolt Valium? A power type robot and kill ballad. A robot that is good at aerial combat and kill ballad. A robot that can shoot and kill ballad. Power type robot. These replies, so true. Why do I have to stand by at the teacher's office on a Sunday? I used to let the kids manage themselves and was fine. Be on board. Model 1 has room for improvement. Just tweaking it a bit would make it better. Think about the looks later. Kids these days don't know when to quit. 5 service robots destroyed in Shinjuku, Tokyo. Destroying 5 in a row is kind of like a blowout ball. I understand that feeling. They get in the way. And plus they talk to you even though you didn't ask anything. I was irritated from work, so I kicked them. If you do it too much, I heard you get reported, even though they're machines. You don't need robots. Who's going to stop them when they go out of control? This is also Exoskeleton Company's fault. Up until now, we were all doing fine despite our complaints. But because Exco poorly handled this whole situation, frustration was taken out on service robots that have nothing to do with this. I mean, there are many men who lost their jobs to those machines. Of course it's going to be a battle. Speaking of, RI is making service robots, right? What Kodakane said in the interview became reality. I think they should sue Exco. Seriously. Yes, the last day of Obon holiday. I followed Akiho to the hangar to find Doc loading up Model 1's engine. Alright, I'm taking it. Okay, I'm counting on you. It's not your fault it broke. It's that damn Minato who sent us a defective part. Minato is the owner of Minato Motors. He's not a bad guy, but compared to Kamata Motors, he's less cooperative. But you're the one who equipped it without proper outfitting. Just remember that. I will. I'll give it the overhaul for free since you've been a regular customer as of late. I'll haul it back here once it's fixed. Catch you later. That's nice. Honk honk. Doc gets on the truck loaded with the engine and takes off. The older man's been a lot nicer to Akiho these days. Maybe she's been better about paying him. It's definitely professional of him, but it's also kinda cold how quickly he switches his tone. Akiho watches the truck drive off with a lonely expression on her face. Even after the truck vanishes, she's still standing in place.
ロボ1号機
So you're
直す
gonna
んだ
fix
ね
Model 1, eh?
うん
Yep.
やっぱり壊れた
I
ま
feel
まだ
bad
と
leaving
か
him
わいそう
broken
でし
like
ょ
that.
ロボ1号機へ
And
の
you're
愛
always
着もあ
pretty
るもん
attached to it.
愛着か
Attached, huh? You're not wrong.
愛着はすごくある
Model 1 is outside the hangar. The upper and lower body parts are still more or less attached, but since the engine is gone, the bolts aren't properly in place. Seeing it lying out in the open like this is sad, even when compared to its years of neglect inside the hangar. The cover tossed over it is just the icing on the cake. Akiko walks over to Model 1 and leveling puts her hand over the thin arm sticking out of the cover.
うちが愛情を注い
You've
で
poured
きた
so
から
much
も
love into him.
しかも
Plus,
お姉
Vix
ちゃん
has
も
designed
経験した
him.
わけだし言うなれば
He's like
お
our
姉ちゃん
child in a
うち
way.
の合作二人の子供みたいなあいや
Well,
こ
I
れま
guess
で
it's
の
more
歴
accurate to
代
say
ロボ部
he's
の
all
人
of
た
the
ち全員
Robotics
残っ
Club's
ているのも
child.
正しいんだけどねよく言うでしょ
Don't they always say that the more troublesome a kid is, the more lovable they are?
その気持ち
I think I finally understand that now.
そりゃすごい
And that's amazing.
これで
You're gonna be an
アキちゃ
awesome
んも将来
mom in the
立派
future.
な母親になれるよでも開
But
発は
you're
凍
halting
結する
development on it, right?
うん
Yep.
この子は
I
万
plan
博
to
じゃ
have
な
him
くて
built properly for
別
another
の機会
event,
に
but not
き
for
ちん
the
と作って
expo.
あげるつもりいつになるかは
I
わ
don't
から
know
ない
when
け
that
ど
will be,
うち一人でもね
but I'm thinking I'll just chip at him bit by bit, just like I've always done, even if I've gotta do it alone.
例えばガンツ
I think there are things I
開
can
発中
do
で
in
も
parallel with
同時進
Gunbuild
行
2's development too.
あると思うし
保管の費用はどう
And
す
what
る
about the storage fee?
そういうの
The VP
あの
seems like
教頭は
she'd
すご
hate
く
stuff
嫌い
like
そうだけ
that.
ど
また粘り強く
I'll just have to be
交渉するよ
persistent about negotiating. Persistent, she says. Ever since Akiho became president, she's mostly forced her way through things. A far cry from negotiating.
でも
But we gotta
今は
prioritize
ガンツ2の
Gunbuild 2
ことを優
from
先
here
的
on
に考
out.
えなくちゃメールだ
Oh, a message.
噂をすれば
Speak of the devil, maybe? Akio checks her Pokecall when I step away. Subaru's inside the hangar. He's sitting at the work desk in the corner with an open notebook, writing something down. I didn't ask him to come in today, yet here he is nonetheless. And not just today. He's been dropping by every day since the day before yesterday. One time, Akio hadn't come here yet, so I asked him what he was doing, when he couldn't even enter the hangar. He said to designing Gunbuild 2, because he can't work at home. He's been willingly coming in during the Obon holiday to work. He's serious. Where's that indifference he was flaunting it the other day when Akio asked him for help? Subaru is far more reliable when it comes to doing actual work, so leaving it to him seems fine. I'll be liberated from babysitting Akiho for the time being. Still though, what exactly is Subaru staring so seriously at? I sneak up behind him in an attempt to take a peek, and...
おこれ
Oh,
って
this is... Hi, Subaru! Akiho hurriedly rushes into the hangar.
時は来た
The time has come.
決戦は
The final battle is tomorrow. I appreciate the enthusiasm, but could you at least explain yourself first? Both Subaru and I are completely lost.
何の話？
What are you talking about? I just got a message from Tenoji-san. I told her we accept JAXA support after all, and she got back to me even though it's a holiday. She's so nice. Anyway, she told us to come to the Space Center tomorrow since they'll be open again. So,
で、何が
what's
決
this
定な
final
わけ？
battle you mentioned? Isn't it obvious? Even though they're supporting us, we gotta make sure they know we're gonna build Gun Build 2 our way. You gotta stay firm on this, otherwise they'll take advantage of us. Just leave that part to me. I polish my negotiation skills by butting heads at the VP. Butting heads, more like getting a one-sided beating.
そうですか。
Tomorrow, you say?
明日ですか。ちょうどよかった。
Good
試
time.
作2号機
I
の
was just
設
putting
計コンセ
together
プ
an
トについて
outline we could
話し
use
合う
to
ため
discuss
に
prototype
レジュメを
for
作っ
Model
ていた
2's
ところです。
design.
レジュメ
An outline.
何？
メモとか要約
List
と
of
か
notes and summaries.
そういう
and
も
the
の
like.
です。予算のことや技
It's
術的
regarding
なことは
practical
一
issues
切無
like
視して
budget. I
巨大
focus
二足歩
entirely
行
on
ロ
how
ボ
we
ッ
can
トを
build
作
a
るには
giant
どんな
bipedal
方法があるか
robot.
なるべく現実的な方向
I
で
came up with a
いくつ
number
かの案
of
を出してみ
proposals,
たんです。
trying to stay as realistic as possible.
これを足がかりに議
If
論
we
すれ
can
ば
use this as
話も
leverage,
スム
I
ーズ
think
に
the
いくか
meeting
と
should
思い
go
まして
smoothly.
事前に読んでみますか。
Would you like to read it beforehand? Subaru points to the notebook on top of the work desk. Akihiko looks at it with reservation. Then her eyes go wide. What in the world?
スバルって
Subaru, you're a complete psycho. She gasps in disbelief. Frau just perishing. Oh dear. Despite there being a couple of staff and visitor vehicles in the parking lot, there doesn't seem to be anyone around. I haven't been to TNSC in like 2 weeks. Now we have around 30 minutes until our meeting with JAXA. I exit the bus, which only runs twice a day, massage my shoulders and crack my neck. Since Mr. Sonomiya and the guys from JAXA are giving us a ride back, we don't have to worry about the bus. If it weren't for that, I'd never take a bus out here. The pain, the agony, just enemy. These sunbeams are seriously deadly.
コジロさん
Kojiro-san, can you please try to walk
少し
at least a
は歩こ
little?
うとして
Poor Juna. Dude, Karate-senpai. You smell terror good. Sniff sniff. Oh, the sniff sniff. Hey, stop it.
やめてよ
You smell like vanilla. Is this thought trying to be sexy? Just die already, Normie. God, no wonder we thought she was daughter, yeah. Uh-huh. But I was wearing her school uniform for once, and was leaning on tiny Juna's shoulders, just being dragged along. Since Akiho decided that Model 2 is going to be built by all of us, we forced Frau to tag along. She spent the entire time in the bus cursing us. Not my idea of fun. In any case, it was right to have Juna look after her. It was thanks to her that we somehow got Frau all the way here, despite the fact that she gave up on walking. It would have been impossible if it were me, Hakiho, or Subaru.
純ちゃんって体力もパワー
Jun-chan's
もある
pretty
んだ
tough
な
after all. She has a small body and is rather cowardly, but those long years of karate training weren't for nothing. Frau, so true. At this point, I guess the reason she's so weak has more to do with her mental strength than anything else. Alright, kids, listen up. Michi, or Chaparral, gathers us in front of the H2 rocket replica and begins to bark orders. Bark, 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 bark. This dude was nowhere to be found when we almost got kidnapped, but he is here today as our revisor. So this is going to involve large sums of cash changing hands. It's a bad idea to have only students present. We're gonna decide on our stance for the meeting with Tennoji-san. Stance? Yes, this is an important pro tip. Japanese people aren't good at debates, get me? So? You guys never had a proper debate, have you? Of course not. Schools don't teach you that kind of stuff. Unless you join debate club, I guess. That's why I believe this meeting will be the perfect opportunity to train you in the art of the debates. Is he finally trying to act like a teacher? To that end, I won't be participating in the discussions at all. Zero. Zilch. Good luck. I expected nothing, and yet he still managed to disappoint. But, so you're abandoning us? What the hell? I take back everything I thought to myself. I'll be napping on a bench somewhere, so just report to me when the meeting's over and listen on me. That's that. You guys have got this. Go kick some butt. I can't believe how irresponsible he is. I wasn't expecting anything from him to begin with, and I'm still disappointed. That's what I said, Akio. I don't think he'd back out with the meeting entirely. His lack of motivation is even worse than Kono-chan's. Well, there's no point crying over spilled milk. Let's be on our way or we'll be late. Hey, you're an underclassman. You're not the leader here. Didn't I tell you I'm not fond of athletic club style hierarchies? Subaru spits out his words and begins to walk alone. The meeting's in the conference room of the Takisaki Observatory, the same place we were taken last time. The observatory is built on the tip of the carved-out cape. Visible from here, it's only 5 minutes away on foot. Come on, let's do a group chant or something. You mean your CT Blessed Spirit Yoiraki thing? No thank you, we're not a sports club. But it'll help us feel a sense of unity. Guys, wait up. Are we gonna be okay? Great question. The meeting with Jaxa starts on time, miraculously. There are only a handful of participants. 5 members from the Robotics Club and Tennoji-san from Jaxa. Akiko's pops isn't even here. Naya's so cute, cause Naya. Since Tennoji-san is the sole person in charge of this project, maybe that's not a big deal. Akiko seems displeased that her dad isn't present. That said, she easily succumbs to Tennoji-san's smile, an explanation that he had work. We'll just be us. Then, you need to build a new second unit, instead of the one you tested the other day? Oh, you'd like to build. I can read so good. The best. And that's correct. Wonderful news. Model 1's arms don't move, so it'd be difficult to support it, despite its unique build. This was her initial proposal, after all. Whether we receive support or not always hinged on accepting it. Plus, Akiko was the only one dead set on Model 1, so once she gave in, it was only a matter of time. The issue is... So, have you already decided on a design concept for prototype Model 2? Not yet. I want to hear everybody's thoughts on the matter first. Allow me to explain. Subaru raises his hand and begins to speak with a trembling voice. I totally forgot he's prone to bouts of nervousness. You might as well put on Mr. Palladi's mask. I prepared an outline. You don't have to be so nervous, Hidaka-kun. This isn't a job interview. Let's relax and have some fun. That's why I don't have the other TNSC folks come in today. I figured since I'm close in age to all of you, we could have a more relaxed conversation. Thank you. Subaru, still disoriented, pulls a notebook from his bag and opens it on the table. Wowee. The pages of the notebook are packed with writing. So they are. Though typing in his Pokécom would have been easier, he seems to have chosen paper specifically to hide it from his dad. Subaru leaves the notebook at school so his dad doesn't discover his helping us out. Subaru's high-strung nature and meticulous work ethic is what Akio called psychotic yesterday. Fair. Sorry, I know it's hard to read. No, not at all. I think you did an excellent job. Finally, Twips. Congrats. I'll give you the privilege to cut a woman's hair. I mean mine. Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, at times you need to fight to pursue your values. It's a beautiful thing to have a passion you are unafraid to fight for. What is a pervert? Someone like Sonomiya Akihol? No. Someone like Kojiro Frown? Yeah. Someone like Nakafukada Mitsuhiko? I mean, yeah, but... Okay, well these are the options, so it's definitely Frau, but let me double check. Yeah, definitely Frau. Today, I'm gonna try to stay quiet in the corner. Played 20 minutes on the bus, 2 to 1. Had a fight that was 1 frame close, but the bus shaking ruined it. I shouldn't play on the bus. Alright, going in. CT Robotics Club. Yoira Iki. Accusing Akio of being a pervert would be funny, but only if Akio replied. Yeah. Counting on your negotiation technique, Aki-chan. I'll be watching from the back. Are you? You are huffing way too hard. What are you trying to fight? I'll go with that one because it's funny. This is an exciting, nerve-wracking day. When I say youngsters trying so hard, it reminds me of when I was 20 years younger. Lots of energy here at Tanegashima Space Center. Robot removal movement in the Middle East. Debates on regulation bill in the EU. Maybe Japan was the only one that was happy about the robot boom? Japanese people especially like robots, but it's not like that overseas. It's more common to reject them. So you're just going to ignore that overseas makers are making giant robots too? I think the Middle East has more resistance against robots especially. At the end of the day, it's really preconception. They don't really understand anything about robots. You say that, but how much do you actually understand Middle Eastern culture? People just make assumptions. Thank you for calling that person out. Not that either of these people are real or have anything to do with the story, but still, I'm glad to see it. Actual Twitter would never. Must be a horrible sight. They're calling robots and hug the work of the devil. Oof. This is all because of XCO. Hug was getting accepted by outside countries because it wasn't a robot. I guess that's coming to an end. But XCO still hasn't officially apologized yet. Normally they'll already be getting destroyed by the media. Speaking of, yesterday Sugishita, the Minister of Infrastructure, was supporting XCO. I wonder if he has paid off the books.
スバルくん、照れちゃってないでさっさ
Stop
と
blushing
進め
and
て。
go on with your explanation.
照れてません。
Not blushing. Sure you are, buddy. His face is all red. Virgin Master Race. Huh? I could have sworn I heard Frau say something, but I chose to ignore it. Let's not get too caught up in a specific format and just open up the table. You can use the whiteboard too. So... Subaru starts fidgeting. This isn't good. He's so nervous that he's lost his usual cool. No. I don't think Hidaka-kun was the type to get nervous. I can kind of relate. Juno says that she sticks her tongue out teasingly. Both Juno and Subaru have poor mental fortitude, I guess. Frau's a shut-in. And Nakiho and I are just idiots. Man. There's not a single reliable person in this club, is there?
アキちゃん、話の取っかかり
Nagi-chan,
を
give
与え
him
てあ
some
げなよ。
backup. What should I do?
そのノートに書いてあ
How
る
about
読
reading
み上
from
げ
his
てみるとかさ。
notebook?
間違ってるところはスバルくんにフォ
Subaru-kun
ロ
can
ーして
just
もらえばいい。
correct you if you make a mistake. And I'll take the pressure off of him and let things move more quickly.
部長らしいところを見
Show
せ
us
て
what
よ。
you're made of, Madam President.
わかった。うちに
Alright,
任せて。
I've got this.
すみません。頼みます。
Sorry, thanks. Subaru forfeits the notebook to Akiho. He's as logical as always when it comes to stuff like this. Akiho gets up from her seat and stands in front of the whiteboard.
と、その前に、
But before we begin,
一つだけ
I'd like to
部長と
say
して
something
言
as
っと
the
きたいことがあ
president.
ります。
Akiho looks at each of our faces.
ガンツク2はね、
I want Gunbuild
ここ
2 to
にい
be
る5
something
人
only
だ
the
から
5
こ
of
そ
us
作れ
here
るも
can
のに
make.
したいの。ガンツク1の時は
I had June
順
help
に
with some
雑
chores
用で
during
手
the
伝っても
construction
らっ
of
たぐらいだっ
Gunbuild
たけど、
1, but
今回は
this
順
time,
だから
I
こ
want
そ
all
で
her
きること
talents
と
to
か、
be used.
フラウボー
Like
だから
something
こそ
only
でき
June
るこ
can
と
do,
とか、
or something
そういう
only
の
Frau
に
Bo
き
can
ちんと
do.
取り込んでいきたいと思う。ここにいるロボ部全員
Let's all
で
build Gunbuild 2
ガンツク
together.
2を作ろう。
Woohoo! Where does that leave me? The pilot, duh. I'm only good at playing video games, which means you're perfect to be the pilot. Well, whatever. I'm just gonna do what I've always done. Reluctantly become a pilot. Yes, that sounds wonderful.
今のかなり
Didn't I
部長
sound
っ
like
ぽ
a
かった
bona
でしょ
fide president just now? Until you saw that, yeah.
ノンアキはいいからさ。
Alright,
早
alright.
く
Enough
始め
with
て
the
よ。
pats on the back. Let's get moving.
うんうん。
Ugh. She gets carried away whenever she's praised. So it's important to maintain a good balance between complimenting her and scolding her.
じゃあ、
There's some sort of summary hidden here, so I guess I'll start from there.
そこを読むところから始める。
Good idea, Akiho.
スバル、それでいい？
Is that okay, Subaru?
はい、
Yes,
お
please.
願いします。
じゃあ読みます。
Alright then. let's get started.
はじめに
To begin,
試作2号機を設計
I have
するに
highlighted the
あたって
components needed to
決めな
design
ければい
prototype
けない
model
要素を
2.
ピックアップした。それぞれの要素
For
で
each component, the most suitable option needs to be
最
selected
良
in
の
order
組
to
み
end
合わ
up
せ
with
を
the
決
best
定したい。
result.
その後で
I
設計
plan on
図
drawing
作
the
成に取り
blueprints
掛かる予
afterward.
定です。ピックアップした要
The
素は
components I
以
have
下の通
highlighted
り
are as follows.
完成後に
Most
最も
importantly,
重視する
what our
パフォーマン
performance
ス
of the expo shall be post completion.
基本構造
Basic structure,
素材
materials,
電源
power source,
モーター
motor,
操縦方法
control method,
プログラム
programming.
って書いてある。
That's what's written here.
それを全部決めれば
If we can decide on all of
どんなロ
those,
ボットに
we'll
なる
have a
か
good understanding of
ほぼ見え
what
て
the
る。
robot is going to be.
ちなみにガンツクワン
For
は
the
ね
record,
歩
one
く
build
こと
was
だけに
designed to
特化
focus
した
solely
設
on
計なんだ。
walking. Noted.
つまり
In other words,
足なんて飾りです
it's
じゃ
not
なくて
to
上半身
these
が
legs are just
飾
for
りです
show.
だったの。
It's this upper body is just for show.
そういうネタ
Keep
を
the
挟
anime
まないでくれま
references
す
to yourself, please. Subaru's cheeky nature briefly resurfaces. I guess is loosening up a little.
そ
Well,
の
the next
次の
page I
ペー
write
ジ
about the reasons why
1
Model
号
1
機失敗の
failed.
原因について書いてます
失敗はしてないけ
Model
ど
1
ね。
didn't fail though. Model 1 moved, yes, correct. However, it's a stretch to say that Model 1 walked. She flips the page, all the while making excuses.
1号機の失敗
Model
の
1
原
failed
因
because we
は
did not have
技術
access to
力
good
の不足と
materials,
い
and
い
the
素材
tech
を
we
用
did
意
have
できなか
prepared
った
was
ことである。
insufficient.
例えば
To support this, if a major company with enough capital,
同じ設計図で1号機を
capital
作っていたら
and good tech used the same blueprints, they would be able to make a fairly serviceable robot out of them.
コンダや
Places
US
such as
ロボット
Conda,
Alde
US
あたりなら
Robotcom, and
実績
Alde
もある。
all have good track records.
1号機は
One could also
Sekkei
argue that the bar for Model 1 was set too high
段階での
during the design phase.
設計図の出来
No
がどれ
matter
だ
how
け良
strong
く
a
ても
design,
それ
if
を
you don't
実
have
際
the
に
means
作
to
るため
make
の
it
技術
happen,
力や予算
nothing
が
good
なけ
will
れば
come of it.
いいものは作れません
あのさすが
Subaru,
1号
could
機
you stop trash talking Model
し
1?
ないでくれないかな。一応ちゃんと
I
歩い
mean,
たんだ
he did
な。
walk like he was supposed to.
でもあれは失敗
Regardless,
作
it's still considered a
少
failure,
なくとも
at least through the
Second
eyes of
view.
society. Ugh.
は
I have a suggestion. Tsunoji-san raises her hand with a big smile.
ーい。1号機は
Model
足
1 could
だけが
only
動
move
き
its
ましたよ
legs,
ね。
right?
それと同じか。
I don't think
それ
there'd be
以下
any
しか
point
動かない
to
んで
making a robot that was equal to Model 1 or worse.
できれば
If
足も
possible,
腕も
I'd like to see the
あと
arms,
腰
legs,
とか
hips,
首
and
も
even the head
動い
move
てほしい
too.
な。ほら、ロボワン
You
で
know, like the robot that
足
Yashio
を
Kun was
操縦してい
operating
た
during
あの
Robo
ホビーロ
1.
ボットみたいに。
10メートル近いロボで
It'd be
あそこまで動
difficult
かす
for even a world-class
世界トップ
manufacturer
ク
to
ラス
build a
のメーカー
robot
でも
of that
難しい
mobility at over 10 meters tall.
やっぱり
Yeah,
そうです
I
よね。
figured.
でもやってみないとわかん
But
な
we
い
can't know
よ。
for sure until we try.
行き当たりばったりで
I
作り
want to
始め
avoid
るの
building it without a
避けたい
plan
ん
in
です
place.
僕から言わせれば
Personally,
試作
I believe
1
that
号機
Model
は
1's
設計図レ
design
イプです
constitutes as rape. Hello? Uh-oh, Subaru's getting heated. That was some questionable language just now. Yeah, it was. Hello.
前にも言いましたが
Like
あ
I
そこま
said
で解
before,
約されたら
given how
設
mangled
計した
the
人が
original
かわいそう
version
です
became, I feel bad for the designer. I didn't modify it because I wanted to.
でも変えざるを得なかった。
No, but you
それ
had
は
to.
見通し
All
が甘か
because
っ
your
た。
planning was insufficient.
2号機は製作期
We
間が
only
半
have
年
6
しかない
months
ん
to
です。
build Model 2.
設計段
We
階
need
で
to figure out our
自分たちにで
limitations
き
and
る
decide on the scope
自
at
分
the
たちの
planning
限界を決め
stage.
ておくべきでしょう。ところで、種子
By the
島
way,
新さんは
how
サーボ
many
モーターをいく
servometers
つ
did
使って
Tanagashi Machine 3 use?
24個
It had 24. Why?
巨大ロボットにそれだけの
If we
数を
attempt to
搭
mount
載
that
し
many
よう
on
と
a
する
giant
と、
robot,
モー
the
ターだけ
motors
でかなり
alone
の
would
重
be a
量
lot
に
of
なります。
added weight.
でも細かい
But if you want to
動
make
き
it
を
move
するなら
intricately,
それ
you
く
need
らい
at
は
least that
必要ですよ
many.
ね。パフォーマンスという言葉が
You
出て
mentioned
い
our
ました
expo
けど、
performance earlier.
万博に出るからには
If you're planning
来
on
場
being
し
at the
たお客
expo,
さんへの
you
ア
need
ピ
to
ー
think
ル
about
方
how
法に
you're
つ
going
い
to
て
appeal to
考
the
える必要があ
audience.
ります。ただ歩くだけじゃ
Just
人
walking
の
won't
目
be
は
enough.
引きつけられませんよ。それこそ歩く
In
っ
fact,
ていう
you'd
機
be
能
better
を
off
捨ててで
getting
も
rid of that function
ダンスみたい
altogether
なこと
and
を
having
で
a
きるよう
dance
に
or
しないと。
something. Unless you mean like just the upper body dancing, I'm not sure you can really like remove the ability to walk and instead dance. Like I feel like a lot of functions there are the same. Once again, unless it's just upper body movement.
ダンスに特化し
A
たロボ
robot that specializes in dancing.
万能型よりは作
That
りや
might
す
be
い
easier to build compared to
ダ
an
ンスの
all-purpose
内容次第で
robot.
はありますけど、
Depends on the type of dance though. That's what I was saying.
例えば上半身
For
の動きだ
example,
けとか
you could limit its movement to its upper body. That's what I was just saying.
パラパラみたいなのですね。
Have it do the pata pata. Oh boy. So this. Everybody goes quiet. A moment of silence sets in.
お、あれ？
Um,
パラパラ
what?
知りませ
Do you
ん。
guys not know the pata pata?
そういうダンスです
Isn't that a
か？
dance or something?
渋谷や
Yeah,
原宿の
it's
女子高
popular
生
among
みたい
high school
に
girls in
人
Shibuya
気
and
だったんですけ
Harajuku.
ど。
Or, I guess it used to be popular.
そっか。
Crud.
もう
That was
10
over 10 years
年以上
ago.
前ですからね。
Talk about a generational
ジェネレー
gap.
ションギャップ。
Even though we're only like 2 years apart. Believe it or not, it does happen. Wikipedia article example videos from 2009, so no, they don't die. Maybe it's just a difference in where we were brought up. I mean, there's that too because Tokyo versus middle of nowhere, but
話を戻しますが、
let's get back on topic.
上半身の動きだけ
If
で
it
済
just
むなら
has the upper body
足の強度
movement,
を
we
多
could
少
design
無
it
視して
without
設計
worrying
して
too
もいい
much
かも
about
しれま
leg
せん。
strength.
ガンツク2にさせるの
I
は
want Gunpil 2 to do something other than dance.
実現難しい
It
んで
might
す
be
よ。
hard to do, right?
それにね、みんなガン
Plus,
ツク
you're all
2
forgetting
の
what lies at the
一
foundation
番
of
基本
Gunpil
的なことを
2.
忘れてるよ。
基本的なこと？
Foundation?
何それ？
And what do you mean?
ガンツクプロジェクトの正式
The
名
official
称
name
は
for this
頑張
project
る
is
と
Let's
作ろ
Build
うプロ
Gun
ジェ
Barrel
クトなんだ
Project.
から。ガンツク2も
Gun Build 2 has to be
頑
Gun Barrel 2. Well, yeah. But dancing Gun Barrel, you know?
頑張れるはやっぱり
Gun Barrel is a
正義の
robot
ロ
of
ボットらし
justice,
く
so strength and
強さ
coolness are
か
high
っこよさが
priority.
第一なの。
Are you saying a dancing robot isn't cool? Tenochi-san nods along to Akiho's words. She seems to be in agreement. Caramel dancing Gun Barrel, let's go.
頑張れるじゃないとダメ
Does
な
it
ん
have
です
to be Gun Barrel? Do you have any robots besides Gunvero that you want to make?
既存のデザインを踏
I'm
襲
just
する
saying that
必
we
要
don't
はない
necessarily need
と
to
いう
follow
ことです
pre-existing design.
ロボ部オリジナルにすれ
We
ば
could make a robotics club original
Robo 1の
robot,
時の
just like
種子マシン
Tanagashi Machine 3 was for Robo 1. Gunbound OC, let's go. But Lucky Hope pouts. The Robotics Club has been working on the Gunville project since it was founded. I want to carry that torch forward. Is that so bad?
ナンセンスですね
It's nonsense. I shove 4 fingers into Subaru's mouth after he makes his declaration. What's the matter with you? Nyanyo.
それくらいのわがままは聞いて
Can
あ
you
げて
just
も
let
いい
it
んじゃ
go
な
for
い
once? Kai. I agree. Juno timidly raises her hand. I raise my hand as well.
頑張れるに
One vote for Gunvero. All eyes point to Frau. A virtuoso programmer has had her head down on the table, so we can't see her face. I shall wager my soul. Let's just consider her withdrawn from the vote. Yeah, fair. I also think it's a good idea. Let's build Gunvero. Oh, but they're gonna... Blah, blah, blah. But are there gonna be any trademark issues? Wouldn't that be copyright? Let me look into it. We may have to get permission from the rights holder. Yes, that.
スバル君は
What about you, Subaru-kun? Subaru lowers his shoulders, an indifferent expression on his face.
僕がここで反対した
Even if I objected here, there'd be 4 votes for,
危険
1
位置で決
against,
まりで
and
しょ
1 withdrawal.
じゃあ決まり
Then that settles it. Nakiho lets out a sigh of relief. Oh, and the dance stuff I mentioned was just meant to be an example of what we could do. I just wanted to stress that it doesn't need to be fully capable like a human is or anything. That would be too much. Let's see. I think in this case, it'd be great if we could recreate Gunvero's moves. Tanochi-san then glances over at Juna. Maybe we could have her perform a kata to demonstrate its strength. A kata? Yep, we have an experienced martial artist here after all. How does Tanoji-san know that Juna used to be in the karate club? Did she look up the info on her own? Had it somehow not been mentioned before now? Just friends with the Juno and Tupo too, so maybe she found out that way. Anyway, it'd be wonderful if we had a performance like that that could draw an audience. I have a great idea! Nakiho, already having regained her usual energy, raises her hand up high to solicit attention. What if we implemented a master-slave system and had June operate it that way?
マスタースレイブ
What would be the master in that
何がマスター
case?
になるんです？
ジュン本人
June herself.
人をマスターにして
You mean that
その
Model 2
動
would
きを
trace
ス
the
レイブで
movements
あ
of
る
its
動
human
機
master?
にトレー
Yeah?
スさせるわけですか。
そんなの無理に決まって
That's
るでしょ。
impossible. You watch too much anime.
の
What's a master-slave
マスタースレイブ
system?
って
That's what I was wondering too.
マスター側の動きを
It's a type of robot control system in which the movements of a master are directly traced by the slave. I feel like there's so many better ways that this could have been phrased. I'm not blaming like the dev team at all, just whoever coined this. Cause like Puppet is a good option, you know?
中でも人をマスタ
Out
ー
of all
とした
control systems, the master-slave system with a human master is likely the most
オペレーションの中で
intuitive.
も一番直感的でしょう。ということは
So, if I perform a straight punch,
私
the
が
robot will do the
正
same.
拳突きをやったらロボットも正拳突きをするんですか？そういうことに
And
な
that's
ります。
exactly it.
すごい
Cool. But it sounds kinda scary.
かも。
ナンセンスですよ。
It's
マスタ
nonsense.
ースレイブに
There
は
are
解
way
決
too
しない
many
といけな
issues
い
that
問
need
題が多す
resolving
ぎます。
before a system like that could be used. The term robot itself translates into English as slave. There's a lot of fucked up shit regarding modern tech that only recently got rectified. I'm not surprised.
巨大ロボットに人の動きをトレースさ
If
せ
we
よう
tried
と
to
した
make a
ら
giant robot
動き
trace
始める
human
と同時にね
movements,
じれて
it
壊
would
れま
instantly
す。
twist and break the movement it moved.
素材の強度やモータ
The
ーの性能
materials
が
used in
1
its
号
motor
機を劇的
functionality
に
would have
改
to be
善されないと
dramatically improved over Model
冗談
1. I'm just kidding.
そこまで
I didn't
本気
think
で
you'd
検証
analyze
され
it
る
so
なんて言い出した
seriously.
うちの方がびっくりだよ。
I don't think there's anyone in this room that does not have autism. Maybe not, he doesn't. But like everyone else, everyone in the robotics club, they probably have the robot autism.
アキちゃんの場合、どこ
It's
からど
probably
こま
hard
で
to
が
tell when
本
you're
気か
joking
冗
or when
談
you're
かわかんない
serious,
から
Aki-chan.
ね。
Especially if you got that robot autism.
それはご
Well,
めん。
sorry.
じゃあ真面目に
But in all seriousness,
パフォーマンスについては
in terms of the
頑張れば
performance,
決めポー
I
ズ
think
が
we
一
should
番
have
い
him
い
do
と思う。
Gunbarrel's iconic pose. Yes, that's a good idea.
疾風怒涛の
Storm and surge, blasts of spirit, gun pharaoh, Jakeen. And even then, master slave versus literally anything else. Or male female versus plug and port. Another controversial terminology is, well, controversial. Yeah, true.
っていうの。
Like that.
そのポーズだけでいいな
I
ら
think it'd be
かな
fairly
り楽
easy
だ
to
ろう。
just have it make a single pose.
できればポーズの数は
Though
増や
I'd like
したい
to
ね。
like to have him do more poses if possible.
ただ、側
What
はどう
about
し
the
よう。
exterior? Are we going to
Gunbarrelの
recreate
外見を
Gunbarrel's
再現する
appearance too?
もちろん。
Of
だってそう
course.
しないと
Otherwise, no
頑張
one
れ
will
る
know
な
that
っ
it's
て
Gun
わかんな
Pharaoh.
いでしょ。あ、もしかして
Hold
ス
up.
バルってば
Don't tell me you're
軽量
thinking
化
of
のため
cutting
に
his
側は
exterior
つ
to
け
make
るな
him
って
lighter or
また言い出
something.
すつもり？
ええ、そう
I
で
am in fact thinking that.
す。モーターを増やすなら、その分少
If
し
you
でも
want to
軽
have
くし
more
ないと厳
motors,
しいで
we'd
す。
have to lighten the robot accordingly. Otherwise, it's going to be tough.
また足を太くすればいい
Can
ん
we
じゃ
just
ない
make the legs beefy again?
ロボ1号機だって
Even
オリジナ
Model
ルの
1's
ガンバ
legs
レ
were
ル
way
とかけ
chunkier
離
than
れ
the
た足
original
太さ
gun
だったらしい
barrels.
かっこ悪くなってもいい
If
な
you
ら
don't mind it
構い
being
ません
ugly, sure.
そりゃうちだ
I
って
mean,
あの
I
太
don't
さは
disagree,
かっこ悪いと
but
思うけど
you don't? I mean, look at it.
モ
Look
ータ
at
ー
Model
が増えれば
1.
それだけ関節が
More
増える
motors means more joints.
重量があるほど
And the
関
more
節に負
weight
担が
there
かか
is,
って
the
しま
more
うんです
stress that's applied to said joints.
関節部分は
And joints
あ
are
まり強度が
particularly
出ま
tough.
せんもんねスバルが用意してくれた
Looks like there's some basic structural proposals in the notebook you prepared for us.
はい今の
Correct.
議論とも関
They're
係して
actually
きます
related to our current discussion.
基本構造案その
Basic
1
structure proposal number 1. Monocoque. Koku.
基本構造案その2
Basic structure
Hobby
proposal
robot
number
風
2. Hobby robot type.
基本構造案その
Basic
3
structure proposal number 3. Scale model.
何一つ
I
わか
have
らな
no
い
clue what any of that means.
私も
Same.
ホビーロボット風
My personal
というのが
recommendation is
僕が
the
お勧め
hobby
している案
robot
で
type.
すモーターの数を増やすか
As
ら
we increase the number
そ
of
れ以外を
motors,
限
we
界まで
shave off
削
every
ぎ落とし
bit
て
of
軽
weight we
量化しま
can.
す余計な装飾は一切
No
な
extra
しです
bells or whistles.
僕じゃなくて
It'll end up looking
ミス
like
タ
the
ー・フレアデス
hobby
が使って
robot
いた
type
ホビーロボッ
that
トのよ
Mr.
うな見た目に
Pallades
なると思ってく
used.
ださい
Oh, you mean the legendary champion's most bestest of best partner?
最高のパートナーズバリ
The
M45 ですね
M45, right?
あの
That
ロボ
robot is so, so
かっこいいです
cool.
よねミスタープレアデス
And
も
Mr. Pallades is
ミステ
super
リアスな感
mysterious.
じがして
He looks like a prince from somewhere far away. Subaru looks like he's about to start writhing in agony in response to Noji-san's fangirlisms. I can't even hide my grin.
ねえスバル
But Subaru, without a proper exterior, is gonna look super lame for sure. The audience isn't going to be happy.
パフォーマンスは重要って
Tonoji-san said that
天王寺
performance is
さん言ってた
important,
し
and looks are a part of that.
見た目を重視するなら
If you're that set
その
on
ノー
its
ドに書いてあ
appearance,
る基
you
本
should
構
consider
造
the
案
third
その3を
option.
選べばいい話です
模型って書い
It
てあ
says
る
scale model.
これは
What does that mean?
そのままですよ
Exactly
立
what
た
it
せておくだ
says.
けの
We
動
build a
かないロ
robot
ボを
that
作る
just
んです
stands still.
昔ガンバムが東京の
Remember
お
the
台場
old
に立ったで
life-size
しょ
Gundam in Odaiba
要
back
する
in
に
the
あれで
day?
す
Something like that.
動かす必要はないから
Since we wouldn't
おそ
have
らく
to
頑
make
張れ
it
るの
move,
フォル
we
ム
could
をその
build
ま
it
ま
to look
再現で
exactly
きる
like
でしょ
Gun Barrel.
そういうのって
Couldn't we just ask a model manufacturer to make something like that?
ああいう型を取るのっ
I
て
hear it requires a lot of skill to build a
かなりの
mold
職
for
人技
that
が
type
必
of
要らしいです
robot.
ね
模型メーカーに
We
金だけ
couldn't
出
just
して
toss a
あれ
bunch
だ
of
ね
cash at a bottle maker and wipe our hands clean.
それじゃうちら
Then we'd be at the model club.
やっ
We
ぱ
have
り
to make something that
動くものを作らな
moves.
きゃそうですねロボ部
Indeed,
は
the Robotics
ロ
Club
ボットを
makes
作る部
robots,
活であ
not
って
exterior
側を
molds.
造形する部活ではありませんから
そこで側の
And
部
that's why
分
we'll
での
have to
妥協が必
compromise
要に
on
な
the
るわけ
skin
です
problem.
で中途半
And if
端に
that's
取り付け
gonna,
るぐらい
and
に
if we're gonna
いっそ
half-ass
全部
it,
取っ
we
払って
should
し
just
まう
do
べき
away
だと
with it all.
僕は初め
That's
か
what
ら
I've
言っ
been
ているん
saying
です
from
が
the start.
う
Feeling at a disadvantage, Akiho looks over Subaru's notebook without replying to him.
このモノコックっていう
What
のは
about this monocloque thing?
モノコック構造です
The
ね
monocloque structure?
側がそのまま
Isn't that when the
こ
skin
う
or
内化してい
exterior is
るものが
basically merged with the skeleton of the body?
って合ってます
ええ
Yes, well that's correct. Subaru is still shy on Tenoji-san. He's trying desperately not to make eye contact with her.
おそらく
If we're gonna make a giant bipedal robot, I think the monopole structure is the most effective way forward.
そうなの？
Really?
どんな形して
What would
る
it
の？
look like? A
代表
robot.
的なものだと
The most iconic
France no
example would be
Luno
the
Shaka
Gene 2, currently in
Jean
development by the
Duga
French
Monocoque
company
Kozo.
Renault. Monocoque? No. I think you're wrong.
はいはい
Yep, that's
そう
right.
ですね。特徴としては
It features a curved exterior. It has a more rounded structure
全体的
overall,
に丸
yeah?
っぽいデザインに見えるということでしょうか。曲線の方が
Curved structures provide better stability too.
ガンバレルのフォルムを再現
The
する意味で
monocoque structure is ideal if you want to recreate gun barrel's form.
そうなんだ。
Oh,
じゃあ
oh,
それ
let's go with that.
問題は
We still have
こ
to
れも
deal
模
with the
型
same
案と
issue
同
as
じで
with the scale
一
model.
体誰がそれを
Who's
設
going to
計する
design
か
it?
という話になるわけですが設計はかなり
Designing it is no simple task.
特注品になっちゃい
It'd
ま
be a
すね。
special order. You'd have to ask a craftsman to design and build it. A model manufacturer, for example.
結局
In the end, we'd outsource the entire project. It'd be
費用
costly.
もかなりいくでしょう
Hmm.
ちょっと
Well, this does sound
現実的じゃ
very
ないかな。
realistic.
そっか。
Oh. After seeing a slight glimmer of hope, Akiho's plummeted to disappointment as fast.
JAXA にどれくらい予算
Especially
を
when
出
we
して
don't
も
know
らえ
how
るか
much of the bill
わかりません
JAXA is
か
willing to front.
案だけでも出しておき
I
ましょう
just figured I'd come up with as many options as possible, even if they're unrealistic.
天王寺さん。
Tenoji-san,
1億円くらい
does
気前よく出して
100
くれ
million
ま
yen
す？
sound doable? Tenoji-san rapidly shakes her head left and right.
そんな大金
We can't give you that much.
ですよね。
I figured.
やっぱり
I honestly still believe that your robot needs to have a homemade feel
手
to
作り感
it.
だと思うんです。それに
Plus, lots of makers besides Renault use structures for their giant robots, right? If we tried to do the same, only with a smaller budget and less tech, we have no chance of winning.
それに見合うア
I
イデ
feel
アを
like
出
the
すの
bar
って
is way too high to come up with an idea that's appropriate for the budget.
ハードル高いような。高くて当然
Of
で
course it is.
す。お金が
There's
動く
money
わけ
being
で
moved
すから。
around after all.
それに
Besides, robots from all over the world will be there. If we just build at random, nobody will take us seriously.
全く相手にされませんよ。
Hearing Tenoji-san's real talk makes me feel like we should give up.
やっぱり
So I agree with
言う通り
Hidaku-kun. The hobby robot type is best suited for what you all want to
あ
do.
なたたちらしいかな。あとは具体的
And then,
な
depending on what
パ
kind
フ
of
ォーマンス
performance
の
we'll be
内容に
doing,
どこを強化す
we'll
べ
figure
きか
out what needs to be
どこを
cut
手を
and what
抜
needs to be
くかが
focused
変わ
on.
ってくると思います。
Ugh, I'm getting sleepy. Me too, buddy. I can only keep up with about half of what they're saying. Not that I intended on actually listening in to begin with. I might as well take a nap like Frau if I'm not gonna understand anything anyway. Or I could kill time playing KB. Michael will probably get mad at me if I do that. I mindlessly stare at my Pokécom after opening it to pass the time. Maybe I can give Akiho cat ears again using the cat ear mode from the while back. Crap, I deleted that. I'll do a search and download it again. It finishes in about 30 seconds, so I boot it up. Without her noticing, I give Akiho cat ears in a maid outfit in AR. It's hilarious watching her have a super serious conversation dressed like this. I I want to take a picture, but since you can't mute the camera shutter sound, I end up refraining. But with Subaru's proposal, we still haven't solved the issue of it not looking like Gun Barrel. Then what would if we put stickers on it that have Gun Barrel's color scheme? People are imaginative. They might realize that it's Gun Barrel from the colors alone. That'd still be so lame. In that case, all I can say is you should give up on its appearance. Plus, Model 1 was fairly ugly. You said as much yourself, Prez. And that's just how it turned out in the end. I wasn't trying to make something ugly. I don't care, with or without its exterior. I just want it to look like Gun Barrel. Exterior, eh? Just like this cat ear made. Kai, don't tell me you were goofing off while we were talking. Yashio-senpai's been putting cat ears on pests and lying gooding about it. What? Again? Curse you, Frau. She was speaking on my Pokécom this whole time. I told you to stop giving me cat ears. More importantly, about Model 2's exterior design. Why don't we just use AR, like this cat ear made outfit? Huh? Everyone looks lost. Like Subaru said, you have to keep it lightweight. That's how you remove this exterior plating. That's our only choice. But as a trade-off, if you look at Model 2 through U-Roll, you'll be able to see it as the cool Gun Barrel. That just sounds like a cheap trick. Who cares if it's a cheap trick? Heck, Model 1's exterior was nothing but a cheap trick too. Yeah, but... it's an interesting idea. We'll remove the need to actually mold an exterior. I'm for that. How about it, Akiha-chan? Kai, first of all, delete those cat ears. Fine. The entire app, I mean. But he just re-downloaded it. Poor cat ear mode. Maybe it was fated for you to be erased from my Pokécom twice over. Not that I'm really all that attached. There's one thing that bothers me with Kai's proposal. He's gonna make the AR Gun Barrel model. Except for Al. We don't need to make one. We can just reuse the data. Data? Mikobala data. The creator is right here. And the creator is still collapsed on the table like a dead fish. You're right, the KB model is super accurate to the anime. Kona-chan, are you okay with that? No problem. Everything's fine. Well, there you have it. I mean, I didn't do the modeling, though. It's the masterful work of Chichuyu Yasu Masashi, one of my group mates in Tokyo. Lame handle though, right? Do we need to get permission from this Chichu-san? If I tell him that I'll step on him, he'll do anything. What kind of person is this guy?
38歳妻子持
He's
ち
38
趣味
with
は
a
プラ
wife
モデ
and
ル作りと
kids.
3D
His
ロボ
hobbies
ッ
are
トの
building
研究
plastic models and 3D robot modeling. Yeah, okay. 10 years older than daughter, not him. I guess it says kids, not just kid, but still.
ただれた関係
You're having a sordid affair with him?
サークルの
He's just a
仲間だ
member of my group.
たまに背
I
中を
step
踏
on
んで
his
あ
back
げた
from
ことだ
time to time.
エロゲ的展開はみじ
This
んもな
isn't
し
some eroge.
東京は恐ろしい
Tokyo sounds terrifying.
その変態グラフィッカー
I
氏の
couldn't
話
care
は
less
どうで
about
もいい
some
です
perverted graphics designer.
どうするんです
What's the plan, Prez?
予算と時間を考え
Considering the
ると
budget and remaining
その
time,
方法が
I'm
一
starting to think
番な
that
気が
this is
し
our
て
best
きた
option.
わかった
Alright, let's go with Kai's proposal.
ありがとうカイ
Thanks,
ナ
Kai.
イスアイデア
Great idea. You're quite welcome. So what is this meeting gonna wrap up? There are a bunch of other items of business in Subaru's outline. If we tackle them all, it'll take ages. As far as I'm concerned, this is just one big waste of time. I'd like to go home now.
側の問題は解決し
We
ました
solved the issue of its
まだ課題は
appearance, but we still
山
have
積みです
loads of topics left to cover.
例えば素材
The materials, for example. I remember seeing a few proposals regarding the materials in your notebook. Right after you determined Chi-Chi was definitely not Daru. I don't think you missed much then. I don't know. My memory's not good enough.
ホビーロボット風で行く場合
Even
で
if
も
we were going
巨大二足歩行
we're
ロ
to
ボ
go
ッ
to
ト
the hobby robot
重量
route,
が桁
the
違い
giant
です
bipedal robot's weight is on a different level.
単純計算で
By simple calculation, if its height is 10 times taller, its weight will be 1,000 times heavier.
そうなの
Really?
体積は3
Yep,
乗ですよ
cubic volume.
それは
Oh, I knew that
私
too.
もわかる
ヤシオ先輩の頭脳
Yoshio senpai has the brain of an
小学生レベル
elementary school boy. Dude. 1 meter tall gun barrel weighing 10 kilograms, scaled to 10 meters with the same material. Would weigh 10,000 kilograms and be 1,000 times heavier. But I was too embarrassed to say that aloud.
それだけ重くなるという
If
こ
it's
と
gonna
は
be that much
素材
heavier,
を変え
it's
たり
not going to
側を
make
な
a
くしたり
difference
し
if
て
we
どれ
change
だけ軽量
materials
化
and
し
the
ても
like.
やっぱり十分重いんですその自分の
And
重
the
さ
legs won't be
を
able
足
to
が支
support
え
its
きれ
own
ない
weight, especially if we
特に関節を
increase the
増やした
number
場合
of joints.
対策としては
As a
1号機の
countermeasure,
ように
we
足
can
を
either
太
make
く
the
するか
legs thicker, or
重
use
さに耐えら
material
れ
that
る
can
素材を
withstand
使
the
うしか
total
ありませ
weight.
ん
それで
So, what are some of the solutions you came up with, Subaru?
鉄ステンレス
And there's the iron, stainless steel, duralumin, carbon, aluminum, magnesium.
鉄は安いですが
Iron
重いで
is
す
cheap but heavy.
アルミあたりは
Aluminum is
とて
light
も
but
軽いですが
expensive.
値段は
And
高め
compared
に
to
なります
iron, it's not as durable.
それに鉄と
素材そのもの
And
の
whether we
軽さを取る
prioritize the
か
material's lightness versus its durability is also something we have to think about.
どっちがいいのかな
What should we go with?
ダンスやら空手
If
の
we're
方
going
や
to
らを
make the
言わせ
robot
るつもり
dance
な
and
ら
perform
軽い
karate
素材を使っ
contest,
た方がい
I
い
feel like we should use a lighter material.
根拠は
Why?
重いと
The
動くため
heavier
に
it
ト
is,
ルク
the
が
more
必要
torque
に
it
なります
requires in order to move.
軽い方がトルク
The
が
lighter,
小さ
the
くて
less
済む
torque.
そっか
I see.
電源と
So
動
that's
力
with the
の
power
問題に
and
も関わ
movement
って
in
くるんだ
mind.
ね
あとは予算的
Also,
に厳し
it
い
may
かもし
be
れません
harsh
が
on the budget,
21世
but
紀に
there's
なって
technique
注
that
目され
uses a
始
new
めた新
material
素材
that's
を用い
gained
る方
traction.
法もあります
あ本当だ
Oh, I
中
see.
に小さ
It's
く書い
written in
てあ
small
る
letters on the margin.
カーボンナノチューブ
carbon nanotube, CFRP, etc.
最近だとエグゾス
More recently, I've heard that the exoskeleton is building a prototype hug using graphene.
があるそうですよ。もっとも
Granted, they don't make giant bipedal robots, but
ないですけど。カーボンナノチューブ
if they use carbon nanotubes and the CFRP to make the robot, wouldn't it turn out more like a scale model?
お台場ガンバムも
And the Gundam in Odaiba also had a steel skeleton with a FRP skin.
かなり軽くなると
I
思い
believe
ます。
he'll reduce the weight tremendously,
その分
but the cost increase will be just as large.
やっぱり無理です。
So that's a no-go. Making all the parts out of carbon fiber reinforced plastic would be a little much. But I think if we applied a sheet of CFRP onto the surface of aluminum, that alone would drastically improve its durability.
なるほど。
I see.
その方法なら
If you do that, can we stay within budget? Well, her laughing leads me to believe it'll still be a sizable chunk of cash.
最近は
Recently, mass production in new materials has become simpler, so it's way cheaper than it was 10 years ago.
信じられないくらい安価にはなったんですが、それでもやっぱ
But
り
even then, I still think it'll be rough on the budget. Let me talk to the higher-ups about the material issue.
持ち帰らせてください。
Looks like she's gonna give it a shot. But Mr. Sonomiya is always complaining about how JAXA doesn't have as much money as NASA. And we probably shouldn't expect too much.
じゃあ素材は保
Now
留
let's
し
put the
て
material discussion on hold for now,
これまで何度か話
and
が出
talk
たけど
about how we're going to
電源
power
と
and
動
move the
力に
robot.
ついて
It's come up a few times already.
軽量化するためには重
This
要
is
な要素
going
で
to
す。
greatly affect weight reduction.
ガンツク1はディーゼ
For
ルエンジン
Gunpil
と
1,
発
the
電機
diesel
が
engine and
かなり
generator
重か
were
ったんだよ
really heavy.
ロボにエンジンを乗せる
It
こ
was
と
nonsense
自
to
体
even
がナンセ
consider
ンス
putting a diesel engine in a robot.
そう
Wait,
かな
really?
一番手っ取り早いのは
Mr. said the fastest way to get a robot moving is to mount an electric automobile engine to it.
ガンツク1の設計図
She
に
wrote that as a
お姉ちゃんの
comment on the
コメントで
Gunpil
そう
1's
書き込んであった
blueprints.
確かに。
I'm
そ
sure
れなら
that
発電機
eliminates the
いませ
need
ん
for a generator.
ただ、おそら
But
く
be
それ
that
で
as
も
it
動力
may,
が足りな
its
かった
force is insufficient.
よく
I'm not really
わからない
following.
んだけど
Juna raises her hand timidly.
自動車は
A car will move with an engine, right?
動くよね
Yep, that's how car works. Good job, June.
でもロボット
But
に
are
は
engines not suited for
向いて
robots?
ないのいい質問ですよ
Excellent question. She sounds like a teacher. I mean... She might be better in that role than Mitchie. I mean, that's not tough competition at all, though.
車の場合エンジンのピストン運動がクラ
In
ン
a
クシャ
car,
フトで
an
回
engine's
転
piston
運動に
movement
変
is
換さ
converted
れ
to
車
rotary
輪を回してい
motion
ます
by the crankshaft in order to turn the wheels.
ロボットの場合
For
車
robots,
輪では
however,
なく
we need to move the
サーボ
servo
モーターを動
motors,
かす必
not the
要があるんで
wheels.
すただサーボモータ
But
ーは
unlike the wheels
自
of a
動車
car,
の車輪のよ
servo
うに
motors do not
全て
necessarily
が
all
同じ
face the
方
same
向を向いてい
direction.
るわけじゃありませんよねそれと
Thus, we're not trying to move all of the motors at the same time at the same speed either.
わけでもないので単純な回転
And
運動
that's
で
why
は
simple rotation
対応
mechanics
できない
won't
んで
work.
す結局動
At
か
the
す
end
た
of
め
the
に
day,
は
we have to
それ
control
ぞれ
each
のモ
motor
ーターを
individually.
個別に制御しなくちゃいけなくてそのためには
And in order for us to accomplish that, we require electrical power. Model 1 converted its engine vertical movement into rotational movement, which then activated the generator. It then moved each motor with electricity it generated. So it was fairly inefficient. It should have external engines attached via cable. And then I wouldn't have had to get inside that stupidly awful cockpit. Like an umbilical cable? Excuse me? Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one stunned by that. Is that different from an umbilical cord? The reason I didn't go with cables is because I was prioritizing walking. If it was connected by cable, we would have run the risk of the cable breaking off and getting tangled around his feet. And that's why it was stored in the body. This is how it's been since the original blueprint phase. With that walking speed, I thought there was any risk of that happening. What about the small power generators you see people using for stalls at summer festivals? Why couldn't we use something like that to generate electricity? I don't think the output would be enough. Even a diesel engine meant for trucks couldn't do the trick. What about a monopole? A small generator would only move gunbill 1 speed a few millimeters if that. Okay. Model 1 servomotors being powered by electricity also had an effect. There was just way too much power consumption. That said, if we used hydraulics or pneumatics, the devices would be too heavy and hard to control. Expensive too. This all sounds like a giant pain in the ass. If only there were a generous person out there who'd be willing to part with their used power shovel for free. And then we could utilize its hydraulic motor. There's no way a sugar daddy like that is going to appear out of nowhere. Then I guess we gotta go with wired electricity. Your sister's concern about wires getting tangled was and is still a good point. You're nothing to write home about, but your sister's quite the designer. Wow. Excuse me? Calm down, Aki-chan. It's just pointing out the truth. Don't gang up on her. Here, have some skull. Have some soda, it'll make you feel better. Akiho touched a bottle of skull into her bag before... Akiho tucked a bottle of skull into her bag before leaving for the meeting. Can you be a bit more heroic at times like these? Akiho pouts and takes a swig from the bottle. Yeah, I think you guys got the idea. I don't have to yell that. It must be nice to be able to regain your energy with just a single drink. Let's assume that we'll be using an external power source for now. We could always make it a wireless system. Oh, a wireless power supply, right? I remember you telling me all about that a while back. I hear a lot about that tech these days.
ポケコンはワイヤレス電
Pokecoms
源を
have
採用
wireless
してい
power
ます
supplies.
市販
In
品だ
terms
と
of consumer
ホビーロ
products,
ボ用のものが
stores
普
sell
通に
them
売っ
for
てます
hobby robots.
これならエンジ
We
ンも
wouldn't
発
need an
電機
engine,
もバッテリ
generator,
ーも
or
搭載しなく
batteries.
て済む
We wouldn't
ケ
require
ーブルも
cables
必要ありま
either.
せん
スバルのノート
It says in your notebook,
電板
electrical and
磁場透明
magnetic
型って書い
field
てあるけど
resonator.
これが正
Is that
式
the
名
official
称
name?
そうです
Correct.
実況名型
They're also known as
とも言った
magnetic
りしますね
resonators.
簡単に言うと
Simply
音
put,
差の
it's
共
the
鳴
same
と同じ
principle
原
as
理です
resonance with a tuning fork.
高いんじゃない
Isn't it expensive? You said so before.
動力を得るために
In
は
order to extract
かな
energy
り巨
from
大な
it,
コイ
we
ル
would
が
need a
必要になり
giant
ますが
coil,
値
so it
段も
might
高
come
くな
with
る
a
かも
high
しれま
price
せん
tag.
コイルの重量は
Have you
計算
accounted
してい
for
ま
the
すか
coil's weight?
はい
What?
エンジンや発
I'm
電機
gonna
の
mount a
代わり
large
に
coil on the
大き
robot
な
instead
コ
of
イ
an
ルを
engine
搭
or a
載するわけ
generator,
ですよ
right?
ねそのコイルの重
How
量
heavy would
は
this coil
どれ
be?
くらいになるんでしょう
おそらくですが
I imagine it to be slightly lighter
Diesel
than the
engine
total
to
sum of a
発電機を合わ
diesel's
せた
engine
重量よ
weight
り
compared with the
わずかに軽
generators.
くなる2号機は1
So this
号
Model
機以
2
上
will
に電
likely
力を送り
require
そう
more
ですが
power than Model 1.
発電装置
The
につ
power
いては
device would need to be
1号
bigger
機よ
than
り大
Model
型化するは
1's.
ずですそれと比べると
Comparatively,
コイルの
a
重量
coil
は
would
軽
be
い
on
方
the
に
lighter side.
動力は足りま
Would
す
it
か
provide sufficient power?
それは
That I don't
わかりま
know.
せん
実況名型は
One of the cons of a
送電効
magnetic
率がいまい
resonator
ち
is
悪
that
い
its
のがデメリ
transmission
ットなので
efficiency is less than optimal.
もしかすると
For the size
装
of
置
that
の巨
device
大
we're
さに比
dealing
べ
with,
て
you may
あま
not
り
be
動
able to
力が
extract
得られ
much
ないか
power
も
from it.
そうなんですか
For real?
ああ無
Oh,
線がダメ
don't
と
get
言
me
ってる
wrong.
わけじゃない
I'm
で
not
すよ
saying we can't go wireless.
ワイヤレス電源に
There
は
are
別の
other
方
kinds
法
of
もあります
wireless power
そ
supplies.
ちらも検
Why
討
don't we
してみたら
consider
どうで
those
しょう
too?
別の方法
Other kinds? Looks like the thought hadn't crossed Subaru's mind. He looks uncharacteristically confused.
電磁誘導方式ですか
You mean electromagnetic induction?
ポケコンに使われている
Unless
の
what
は別です
Pokecoms use. The issue is that they only
せい
transmit
ぜい
power
数
over
十
a
セン
few
チくらいの距離
centimeters
で
of
しか送電でき
distance.
ません
それじゃな
Not
くて
that. There are actually a
他に
couple
あと
more
2
ways you
つぐ
can
ら
do
い
it.
あるんですよ
Tonoji-san starts looking something up on her Pokecon.
あそうそう
Oh, right here.
レーザ
Laser
ー光線と
transmission and
マイクロ
microwave
波送電
transmission. Microwave phone.
どちらも
Both of them use the same principles of electromagnetic induction.
要は
The only difference is the method of transmission. Power is converted into EM waves, laser beams, or microwaves. EM waves have low directivity, so the energy easily disperses. The laser beams and microwaves, unlike EM waves, have very high directivity. In other words, you can transmit energy farther without worrying about dispersal.
へえいいじゃ
Huh?
ん
Cool.
それで行きましょう
Let's go
よ
with that then.
でも
Oh, but microwave transmission isn't suited for powering giant robots. So just ignore that option.
向いてない
Wait, why
どう
not?
してですかマイクロ波を飛ばす
Since
わ
we've
け
been
ですか
launching
ら
microwaves,
注意
the entire surrounding area would be like the inside of a microwave oven.
近くにいる人は
Everybody nearby would
確実に死んじゃい
certainly
ます
die.
例
Like
え
the
ば
person in the
ロボッ
cockpit,
トの
for
コックピットの
example.
中とかも
Understandable reaction. Also understandable reaction. This is the same reaction. How can she talk about something so gruesome with the usual smile on her face? Like, she's smiling, but her eyes aren't.
レーザー光送電
What
の方
about
が
laser transmission? Is that safe?
うーん
Mm,
レーザーを
if you
人に
point the
当て
laser
たら
at someone,
そ
they
の人
might
は死ん
die.
じゃうかもしれませんねあで
Oh, but laser beams glow and are visible to the naked eye. They also only travel in a straight line. And the danger of someone dying is a lot lower than if you used microwaves. And the transmission device would end up being a whole lot of work. But for the receiver, you'd only need to mount a parabolic antenna and a battery onto the robot.
大きさはどれくらいですか？
How big would they be? If we were to manually aim the laser from the transmission device, then the size of the antenna wouldn't matter. But since the robot will always be moving, a small antenna might be a bit difficult to target. So, we'll need to take that into consideration and make sure we pick the appropriate size. Laser death beam, huh? Akio closes her eyes and crosses her arms. She then slips into thought. It's like she's in a trance. I can understand Akio's hesitation on this. This is far too dangerous for any of us to handle. We should stick to the safe, wired option. Akio's eyes suddenly open wide. She has a grin on her face. That sounds kinda cool, like a beam rifle or something. I totally forgot that's who you are, Aki-chan. You're just that kind of girl, huh? Isn't that too dangerous? If you make a mistake, someone could end up dead. And we're going to use something like that at the expo venue? I'm scared. Well, that's just assuming we go with a wireless power source. I'm just here to point out that the technology exists. I also personally think our best bet is to go with a wired power supply. If we were to use laser beam transmission, we wouldn't be able to have a pilot ride the robot. Because they die? Tsunoji-san nods her head. The cold chill runs through my body. Even if we don't use laser beam transmission, it should be remotely operated. Guys, don't tell me you're still obsessing over the master-slave control scheme. It's absurd, not to mention infeasible. I told you I was only kidding. But I do insist on having someone ride in the cockpit. I've wanted that from the start. Only because you think it's cool, right? Exactly. Well, here we go. Like I've said a billion times, a robot's true value lies in being able to ride inside of them. I personally want to spend the most time on its cockpit. I was really unsatisfied with how Gunbuild 1's turned out. Do you want to operate a robot with control sticks? You do, right? Don't look to me for approval. Oh, and a 360-degree omnidirectional display. It showed the front, back, sides, above, and below of the robot. But that might be a little too normal, actually. And the master slave system would also be really great. Akiho. The reason I said it was just a joke is because it's kind of embarrassing. With a master slave, the pilot would have to wear a skin-tight suit, right? I can't just show up in something like that. I'd be so embarrassed. If Kai were the pilot, fine. But imagine if me or June had to do that in an emergency situation or something. No, I'd die of embarrassment. Anyway, even though a master slave system would be crazy cool, it's unrealistic. So, if you ask me, I'd probably go with a handle if I wanted to avoid cliches and then Akiho suddenly comes to her senses. She looks at us with a stiff smile. There, I guess I got a little worked up there. Nice illusion, Mamao. You sure look like you're having fun, Akiho-chan.
ロボットのおもちゃで遊
We're
んでる
not
わけじ
playing
ゃない
with
んですか
toy robots here. I'm sorry. She really loses it when it comes to robots. Shouldn't we ask the pilot for his opinion on the cockpit? Yoshio-kun? Ugh, is she really asking me? She just got finished talking about a power source that'd kill the pilot if they were inside. How nonchalant.
俺は死にたくない
I don't want to
以上
die. Then.
そもそもパイロットになっ
And I don't remember volunteering to be the pilot. No, please. Weren't you the pilot during Robo 1 and the Model 1 test run the other day?
それはなし崩し的に
Pure
そうなっただけで
happenstance.
どっちも
I
望
didn't
ん
want
だ
to
わ
do
けじゃない
either.
もしロボ2号機でも中
You
に乗り
forced
込
me
め
to
と
the
言うな
pilot model 2.
俺は
I'm
即
quitting the
ロボ部を
robotics
やめ
club
ま
right
す
here and now.
やめる
What? Don't say that.
死にたくないって言って
I
るで
told
しょ
you. I don't want
レ
to
ーザー
die.
光送電を
If
採
you're
用す
using
るなら
laser beam
遠隔操縦
transmission,
は
remote
絶対
control
条
is a
件
must. What about you, Daitoku-san? Huh? Me? Asking Juna will just yield the same answer. I heard you're also a pilot. I was just told to do it by the president. Oh, I mean, the space candy president.
社長さんっていうのはつまりスペースアメのその人に
He keeps telling me to
や
do
れっ
it,
て言われてて
and I keep turning him
でも
down.
無理ですって
As you should, dear. As you should. So, I haven't done anything really.
何もしてないです
Well, don't cry. Tomochi-san gets flustered when she sees Juno's tearful eyes. She hands her a handkerchief and starts rubbing Juno's small back. Alright, I understand the current situation. Make pretend. If you were the pilot, which method would you prefer?
どちらがいいですか
Juno glances at Akio to check her expression. Akio wears a lonely smile on her face. I figure she'd try and pressure Juna into it, but I guess she's given up. I
私も
don't want to die either.
見たくないです
Yeah, that's a fair thing to want. No, of course not. That settles it.
軽量化のためにも
Remote control is the
遠
way
隔
to
操縦
go,
方式にしましょう
especially when you also consider the weight issue.
わかった
Okay.
カイやジュンが
Kai and Jun's lives are more important than building a
危険な目
robot.
には合わせ
I
ら
don't
れ
want
な
to
い
put
よ
them in a dangerous situation.
おお、珍しくも
Wow,
意見
an uncharacteristically decent opinion.
どういう意味
What's that supposed to mean? She glares at me. Just like her older sister did.
遠隔操縦で基
So,
本
we're gonna make a
構造
giant
の
robot that's built like a remote controlled
です
hobby robot.
それなら
In that case, this should be right up your alley, Yashio-kun.
勘違いしてるみたい
You
だ
got
ね
me all
ペンロ
wrong,
ーさん
Kanoji-san. The reason I agreed to do at Robo 1 is because we had the KB control scheme available to us.
そうじゃなきゃ
Otherwise, it wouldn't have made a difference if it were me or not.
言い換えれば
In other words, I pause for a beat so that everyone hears me clearly.
俺はキルバラと同じ
I'll
操
never
作方法
pilot
じゃない
unless it has
限
the
り
same
パイロ
control
ット
scheme
なん
as
て
Kill
やらない
Ballad.
わかった
Got it. It's like everyone's trying to make me the pilot against my will. But if we go the remote control route, we eliminate any danger from the process. Trina could do it, and our sponsors would be happy. How about just programming KB's control system into Model 2? Thank you for stating the obvious, Frau. Frau, who had been facing down on the table this entire time, suddenly mumbles. I didn't see this one coming. I tried to laugh it off, complete with a fake smile. Unfortunately, Akio latches right on. Let's do that.
ちょっとマジで
Wait, seriously?
フラウボーが自分で言い出した
Prabha
って
mentioned it
ことは
herself,
も
but
ちろん
surely
プログ
means
ラ
she's
ムを
going to
組んでくれ
program
る
it
って
for
こ
us,
とだよ
right?
ねうちフラウボーが
I've
やる
been
気に
waiting
なっ
for you
て
to
くれ
step
るの
up to the
ずっと
plate,
待ってた
Bravo.
んだから
Frau turns the other way as Akio draws closer.
それはそれ
That has nothing to do with this.
でも腕の見せど
This
こ
is
ろ
your
だよ
chance to show us what you've got.
みんなで作るガンツク
We need your
2に
programming skills in order to make
フラウボー
Gumball
の
2,
プログラムは欠かせない
Frau.
のだからやってよプロ
So
グラム
pretty, please write us up a program, please.
もしフラウボーが組ん
If
で
you
くれ
agree
る
to
な
do
ら
that,
う
I'll
ち
ditch
の
the
コックピット
cockpit
内蔵方
system.
式は潔く捨てるよ
キルバラシステムの導入
I'm
には
also for
僕も
implementing
賛成です
KB's controls.
それにフルゴールには
In fact, I
2
was
号機
thinking
の
of
制御
asking
システ
Fruit
ム
to
全
go
体
to
を構
construct
築
the
してもらい
overall
たいと
control
思います
system for Model 2.
おそらく2号機で一
The
番重
quality
要
of
になっ
Model
てくる
2's
のは
programming
プロ
is
グラム
likely
で
to
す
become its most important element.
優秀な制御システムさえ
If we have a reliable
スペック
control
的なデメリ
system,
ットを
we can
克服でき
overcome
ます
spec issues.
No thank you.
No, thank you. Frau frowns and shakes her head.
私
I'm terribly busy. Ain't nobody got time for that.
ちょっと
But wait, you're the one who brought up the idea.
ありのまま今
I'll tell you exactly what happened.
私はキルバラシステム
I
を導入
proposed
すれば
implementing
提案
KB's
したと思っ
controls.
た
Before I knew
制
it,
御システ
I
ム
was
が
tasked with
され
doing
る
the
羽目
whole
になった
control system.
何を言っているかわからないと思う
I'm sure you don't
私も
understand
何
what
を
I'm
された
saying,
のかわからなか
but
っ
I don't really understand it either.
ついでにやってくれて
You
もいいだ
mean,
ろう
you might as well, right?
Grigori は
Aren't you a
気象天才なんだ
self-proclaimed
し
prodigy?
た何その
Don't
プロ
make
グ
it
ラ
sound
ム
like
くらい簡単に
programming
できる
is
で
no
しょ
big
的な言
deal.
い方どうせパソコンの前でキ
I
ーボー
bet
ド
you
カタカ
think
タ打
I
ってる
just
だ
sit
け
in
の
front
簡
of a
単なお仕
PC
事
and
とか思ってる
tip-tap,
んですね
tip-tap.
わかります
Put the night away or something. I understand.
あるあるねえ
Yeah,
よそん
no,
な簡
it's
単
not
じゃねえ
easy
で
at
すし
all.
プログラムなめんな
Don't you underestimate programming.
つうか
But
私
plus,
実物
I
の
don't
ロ
know
ボ
the
の
first
制
thing
御プログ
about
ラ
a
ム
real robot's
全く
programming.
知らんし
なんか
Er,
怒らせちゃった
did we upset her? Maybe the endless storm of demands from KB players is starting to get to her. Subaru, on the other hand, looks unfazed. So Akeho ends up apologizing on his behalf.
ごめんね
I'm sorry. Really, I am.
でもフラウボー
But
だって
you're a member of the
ロボ部の
Robotics
一員
Club
だし
too,
プロ
Fraubo.
グラムを任
And
せ
you're
ら
the
れ
only
る
one
の
who we can
あな
trust
た
with
しかいない
this.
の
ペペ別に
I
好き
didn't
好ん
join
で部
because
員
I
になったわ
wanted
けじゃない
to.
ですしお寿司私
I
の
only
望
write
ん
the
だプログラ
programs
ム
I
しか
want to
作らない
write.
キリ
This isn't good. She's totally upset.
プログラムの件は保留
And
し
let's
とこ
put
うよ
this programming
話
issue on
進まな
hold.
さそうだから
We're probably not going to get anywhere right now.
でもそうする
And
と
then let's talk about the pilot.
じゃな
Or
かった
I guess they'd be the
遠隔操縦
operator
だから
since they'll be remotely
operator か
controlled.
オペレーターと操
We're
縦
going to
方
have
法
to
の
put that on
保
hold
留
too.
になっちゃうよ
Because we don't know what the control method is going to be. Val brought up the KB system, so does she intend on programming it into the robot? And she does. I'm gonna end up having to be the pilot or operator.
それも保留で
And let's put that on hold too.
巨大ロボ用のキルバラ
I
シス
can
テ
write a
ム
kill
を
balance
作っ
system
てもいい
configured for giant robots. Curse you, you damn shut-in. Thank goodness. You're a lifesaver, Fraubo.
じゃあ操縦方法
So now that we've decided the
オペレーター
control
は決定
method
で
and the operator decided on.
ちょっと
Wait,
待ってよ
hold on.
本
Are
当
you
に
sure?
決定
Just like that? Hi. Did you already forget what you said earlier?
俺はキルバラと同じ
I'll never
操作
pilot
方法
unless
じゃ
it
な
has
い
the
限
same
り
control
パイ
scheme
ロ
as
ッ
Kill
トなんてや
Ballad.
らないそういった自分の
Own
言葉
up
に
to your
責任を
words,
持
Kai.
ってね
She's acting like she's my big sister or something.
それならその
Then
前に
you'll have
俺と
to be-
勝負を
決まり
It is decided.
独裁政治だ
This is the
部の
dictatorship.
解散
I
を
demand
要
this
求
club
す
be
る
shut down.
じゃあ多数決で
Fine,
選ぼう
let's take a vote.
カイがオペレーターでいい人
All
は
in favor of Kai
手を
being the
挙げて
operator. Everybody raises their hands.
俺大事
Gee, I'm so popular. Guess I dug my own grave.
じゃあもう一つだ
And
け
then
要望を
I
聞いてよ
have one other request.
何
What is it?
オペレーターはや
I'll
る
be
よ
the
しょうがない
operator.
か
I
らね
don't really have a choice in the matter.
でも一人じゃ荷が重い
But there's a lot of
せ
pressure
め
for
て純
just
ちゃ
me
ん
to
をサブの
handle.
オペレーターにつ
Can
け
we
て
at least make Junchan the sub-operator? Huh? Juna jolts in response.
なんでそんなびっくり
Why
し
do
て
you
るの
look
さ
so surprised?
ロボ1号機でも
You were technically
君一応
one of
パイロッ
Model
トだった
1's
でしょ
pilots.
それは
Well,
その
like I
さっ
said
き言った
earlier,
みたいに
that was only because the Space Candy president said.
2号機でもスペ
Is
ースア
Space
メ車の
Candy
スポン
going
サー
to
を継
continue
続
to
するんです
sponsor us through Model 2's development?
それは社
Me
長
won't
さ
know
んと
until we
話して
talk
み
to
ない
them.
とわかんない。
社長の意向も重
You know
要
the
だけど
president wants us
俺の都
definitely
合で純
important.
ちゃんにサブを
But I
頼
personally
みたい
want
の
Jun-chan as my sub-operator.
前と違って危険
It
は
won't
ない
be
し
dangerous this
だっ
time.
てよ
Can you help me out?
ヤシオくん
Yoshio-kun. After hesitating for a while, Juna meekly nods her head. I can, if I can be of help.
私で役に立てるなら
If only she gone. Alright, let's do it instead. But I can't imagine Juna ever doing something like that. Anyway, I've managed to avoid being the only person responsible. I'm happy just to have an excuse to get me out of club activities. As long as Juna's there, I'm good to go.
未解決の問題が一つ
We have
残
one
ってい
other
ます
unresolved matter to discuss. Will this meeting ever end?
モーターをどうする
The motor.
電気駆動式サーボ
An
モーター
electrically driven
Torque
servomotor won't have enough torque and will consume too much power.
ダンスや空手の方をや
It'd
ら
be
せるのは
impossible
無理
to
で
make
し
the
ょ
robot perform a kata or a dance. Lots of makers use hydraulic systems. Thus, they have a long history of being used in industrial robots. Indeed. What if we tried using that thing? What do you mean by that? The thing that fell from the sky the other day. The mono... Yeah. I drilled 4 of my fingers into Akiho's mouth. What are you doing? Right back at you, Akiho. I swiftly transitioned to a headlock while Akiho squirms. I keep our idiot president's head under my arm. Didn't you promise to keep that a secret? Akiho immediately stops resisting. Once I let go, she goes quiet, tear-filled eyes and all. What's going on? What's that supposed to be? A secret. Gunbony alloy. What a lame lie. That's just fictional. It was a joke in violation of our club code of conduct. The president may be dismissed for joking around too much. I realize I made a mistake. I apologize. I'm glad she gets it. I guess we'll place the motor situation on hold as well. Subaru obviously clears his throat and forcefully ends the conversation. But we have a general idea of the direction we should head in. Though there are a lot of things on hold.
今日のところはここま
I
で。
think we can call it a day.
はい。有意義
Sounds good to me.
な話し合いで
This
した
is a very productive meeting.
保留している部分を
And hopefully we can nail
早く
down the
詰め
more
込んでいきたい
nebulous
ですね
issues sooner rather than later.
2号機の設計
Who's
は
gonna be
誰か
designing Model 2? Subaru softly raises his hand.
もちろんうちも口
I'll
を出
also
し
be
ます
contributing as well.
頑張ってくださいね
Best of luck to the both of you.
今話した分のパー
I
ツ
believe the
に
parts
つ
we
いては
discussed today should
多
stay
分
within
予算内
budget.
に収まるかと思います素材だけは
The materials
ちょっと保留
situation
し
is
て
on
ますが
hold, but I'll try and
偉い人
negotiate with
と
the
交渉
folks
し
up
て
top to get them
な
to
んとか出して
cooperate.
もらえるようにしますねスペースアメ社さんで
Space
したっ
Candy
け
Company, was it?
スポン
If
サ
they
ー
can
を
continue their
継続しても
sponsorship,
らえるなら
that'd be a huge help
私たち
too.
としても助かるかもあきょうちゃん
Okay, Ho-chan, can you go and talk to the president?
話してみてくださいあ、はい
Ah, oh, of course.
でも
But
ちょっと
I'm
驚き
kind
で
of
す
surprised. You wanna try the space candy? You just submit candy, so...
はい何がですか JAXA はお金ないって
That always went on
お
about
父
how
さん
JAXA had no
に見物み
money
たい
and
に聞か
stuff.
されてたからうちら今日の
But
話し
after all
合
our
いでかなり
demands,
好き放
I
題
can't
言
believe
ったの
you
に
agreed to
あっさ
provide the
り資金
funding.
を出してもらえ
Just
る
like
なん
that.
てこの支援事業って
Is this the
実は
whole
とんでもない
blah
ビッグ
blah?
プロジェクトだ
Is
った
this whole
り
support project actually a part of some much larger thing? No, not at all.
そんな全然違いますよ
I'm not convinced.
でも
But
期待は
there are a
結
lot of
構さ
high
れてるんです
expectations.
だから
That's why
多少の
they're
融通
being
は
so flexible.
なんですよ
Hehehe. Tonoji-san giggles, but once again, her eyes are not laughing. Just who is this girl? Oh my god, I thought that meeting was never gonna end. I think that's a good place to leave off, though. We'll be having Naya POV next time, I guess. Okay. But next time, that's a next week problem. I knew we were gonna finish the phase today. Oh.
失礼します
You're not excused, Naya. Bringing endgame meeting being in real time, yeah. Phew. Like it, I don't hate it, but at the same time, blah, blah. I love the little image of the monopole. I'm sad no one suggested taking it home and keeping it as a pet rock, though. Very shameful. These kids don't know what they need to. You're talking about. The monopole frolicking outside in its natural habitat. So true, so true. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. I know we didn't complete the phase, but I feel like I established last week pretty firmly we're not doing a full phase in one stream ever again, because but yeah, I don't have any thoughts in my head, but I think you guys know that and come to expect that at this point. Right. Science Adventure series is science adventuring. Yay. I'm really tired. I'm gonna go eat. Catch you all next time. Blah.